Welcome back, everybody, to Wednesday Night Fights, the online edition. We are live with that Street Fighter V people. We have some great action, some diverse action coming your way. But before we get to the fisticuffs, we got to run the introductions real quick. My name is St. Cola. Well, who cares about that? We got someone new and special for you. Tell the people who you are, where you came from, and where you're going, brother.
What's up? And I'm so glad to be here, man, on Wednesday Night Fights. I'm so excited to see some Street Fighter V action. My name's Fawn. You can see below, it's Fawn the Legend. I'm a commentator. I've done stuff for, if you guys are aware of the company, Hi-Res Studios, I've done things for Riot as well with Bloody Gaming, with their organization, and some Valorant tournaments that I actually ended up doing with Vicious FGC, for those of you that know that. So I'm super excited to see Street Fighter V tonight. I'm such a big fighting game fan, man. I'm so excited for tonight's action.
You came to the right place, dog. And what place to commentate in the top 8 that we're going to have coming your way, people. Let's take a look at the bracket. We got some new faces here. I know we were kind of discussing this right before things kicked off, and I was like, when top 8 starts, that's when we're going to know the storylines. Well, guess what? We got quite a few. Chris CCH versus Noon Chiz. I'm probably saying the name wrong. That's a birdie player that we haven't seen in a while.
Right.
Then we're going to have the brothers battle it out. That's Luigi and Mario in the winner's side. And then in the loser side, we're going to have Nova Spec versus Stupendous versus Flaquito versus Silos, another person that we haven't seen in a while, but can definitely do some damage.
Yeah, and it's so interesting to be able to see Chris CCH, because you had talked about it before. We had talked a little bit about this situation beforehand, about how he's sort of trying to regain his stride. He's trying to see if he can reclaim that title that so many people have sort of kept away from him. He's so strong in Wednesday Night Fights, a very well-known player that's trying to get his groove back on.
Yeah, and being Wednesday Night Fights, you guys need to make sure that you guys hit up the Matcherino, ! Matcherino, run that in the chat. And just like that, you guys can put in the code WNF2021 _SFFV for that free 50-cent donation, people. I was taken aback for a second because I see 1020, and we could do more than that. There's 300 plus of you. We could do more than that. Come on now. Yeah, did you see the little Uzi got the diamond in the forehead? Let's please somebody so we get some diamonds in the foreheads of our favorite fighting game players out here. Come on now, people. Contribute. You guys can do the side quest on the right-hand side as well. And if you have a little change, you can throw it their way. Support the players that are going to bring you this great late-night action, Wednesday Night Fight style.
Hey,
and by the way,
my man, remember we were talking about this earlier? So I dropped it on the other guys on the Super Turbo, the Alpha 2 players, the winners of those tournaments won a Cloud 2 wireless tonight. So the winner of Street Fighter V tonight will also win a Cloud 2 wireless headset. So surprise, surprise, this one's for you.
That's awesome. Again, to have something to play for, like, it's good to have the change that you guys are going to be putting out in the match arena. That's going to be great. And also, obviously, bragging rights, right? But also, to have a Cloud 2 wireless, a beautiful headset to take home with you, that's going to be fantastic. So, people are going to be definitely fighting out here at their maximum, at their fullest potential, and to give you guys some great action, like, at its highest. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's going to be fantastic. What do you think about the fights that we're about to see? We're about to see Chris CCH versus Noon out here, and that's going to be, it's possibly going to be a Sakura versus Birdie pick. We're going to probably see a lot of that movement from Sakura and a lot of the buttons that Birdie does. And that's a character we haven't seen a lot of, is Birdie. Like, even playing online, I haven't seen a lot of Birdie. Like, do you see a lot of Birdie at all these days? Because I don't. I sure don't.
No, it's not typically a pick it is that I see people nipping at the bud to try and see if they can grab, right? It's not a character that you see most people pick. A lot of the times people will typically opt for the top tiers. You'll see in a lot of different situations where people will typically try and go for maybe the Seth for how strong he is, for maybe Gil. I've even seen G, Balrog, a lot of these other characters, but Birdie is a little bit on the back burner, not the usual pick.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because the way that his buttons are this season, they're easily more whiff punishable and he can be crossed up. The crouching medium punch that he has is not as useful. And in this matchup, her walk speed, the back walk and forward walk speed, can get her outside the distance and she can buffer that light, but it don't matter when you have good DP like that. Noon coming through, dealing with that DP. Chris with the EX activation, it's into the corner.
It's already looking pretty good for advantage, Chris CCH right now. A good throw into V-trigger activation, if anything, just to make sure he keeps the corner position. And has to use the V-trigger as well on the side of Birdie to make sure that he can keep himself plus and at a safe enough distance, since Chris is continually putting on the pressure.
I like that East punish right there. Knew not out of this just yet with V-trigger. Could have come back, but it's not going to happen. Yeah, not this round. We were talking about that. That light kick has a lot of distance, and that's the bread and butter of a lot of her neutral right there. Buffering that light kick, getting the confirms, and getting it done. Chris with the first one.
And it's actually pretty dangerous for Birdie to be towards that corner. If anything, you see a lot of the times where he has that oppression, he has the standing medium and wants to end up using that button to sort of fish for certain hits. But you mentioned it before, it's the walk speed, man. I mean, you see Sakura weaving in and out of those buttons with punishing just like that. Chris CCH managing to get damage, and another corner position once again. It forces the wake up for Birdie.
You have to stay here. You have to pay rent, dog. It's the first of every single month. So Chris CCH doesn't have the EX. That's
beautiful.
The comeback right here into the super. He gonna spin it right now, and I agree. Get the job done. You can. There could have been a wake-up situation where Chris CCH, being that defiant youngster out here, could come back, but not right now. Noon staying alive for another one.
And it's a situation where you see that Birdie is forced to use all of his bar. You're coming into the final round with no resources whatsoever. Of course, you'll get that V-trigger back, but it's going to be hard. It's going to be an uphill battle to try and fight against Sakura right now, especially when he's pretty much shipping you out, keeping you all the way in the back of those fireballs, getting the anti-airs, and even getting the throws, just keeping the pressure on.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. And I also like the fact that, Chris is using the V-skill to get that distance. But command grab, make the brain rattle, backs off to throw the V-skill, trying to lay down some law in the neutral. Catches him low. Uh-oh, the damage differential kind of helping out here, dog.
Yeah, it seems like for right now that it might be a little bit dangerous. A beautiful anti-air, and the stun is racking up for Chris CCH. He has to use those fireballs to see if he can keep them back and away. V-trigger activation, keep the pressure going. If anything, is making sure that he stays down there. Use the V-trigger activation to make himself safe as well. The first match seems to be pretty intense already.
And the jab check, the light stuff to do it. Just a dab will do you, says New. Just a dab will do you. And it's kind of funny because you do see, like, he didn't have the bar to get those critical art finish, like, does so much damage, especially when you're V-trigger, and especially when she's got such low health. But it was so good that he was like, I'm able to rule the neutral and also kind of make kind of a different pacing. He backed off at one point just to lay down the V-skill, build a little bar, and kind of say, listen, you're coming my way, you're going to get checked. First one goes to Noon in terms of matches. Can he get one more on the board?
Or it seems like Chris might be bound up a little bit more than he can chew by dashing in right there. Manages to get the conversion, though. Beautiful conversion off of the air hit to the fireball into the Shoryu. My goodness, he's keeping the pressure on him right now. This is the same situation how we saw the last round start off, the last match. Birdie's the one on the back foot here, but of course he wants to keep that pressure on Sakura. Wants to keep him away, using those light buttons to check him. It seems like he's learned a lot from how the last match was.
And the stun, and this is probably done right here. With the damage that comes to this character, it's a wrap. Put some chicken and cheese in it, it's a wrap. Noon on set point. The 2-0 might be coming. We might be seeing a clean sweep. And we were talking about Chris CCH being that, wanting to get that momentum back and winning all these Weds Night Fights. Has been doing so strong. Has been taken down by Filipino Man nephew took him down. And would like to get that, first place finish, like that Cloud Atlas, but I don't know, dog. Things are looking long out here. Noon knows how to play this matchup.
Yeah, it seems like for the most part that Chris is keeping him away. The fireball's the only option that he has. He finds an opportunity to get in and gets the dash, throw, and of course wants to try and maintain that sort of pressure. Tries to go for the cross under after the anti-air, gets a huge jump in combo to create a situation where now he's back against the wall, no health, and the stun's up pretty hard.
I like how Chris is backed off. He's like, I don't want to be back thrown.
Yeah.
I was put in the corner, gets a dash up throw. You ain't reacting to that one. And one of the things that does make that corner game so difficult is not only her backwalk speed, her shimmy game really strong too, but the ability just that when you're throwing Birdie, he can't do much about it. His defensive options get blown up by the throw so much, but the EX armor coming through in the clutch. Chris tried to go for the meaty. It was denied. We're staying vegan out here, dog.
Yeah, it seems like for right now, though, that both players trying to find a way in. Birdie has to find some sort of way. He gets to be chipped out, crush, counter, hit automatically into big conversion damage. The throw escape does manage to tech it, uses the EX fireball as well. He wants to keep it in the corner. The fireballs have been paying off dividends one after the next. Goes for the jump in and manages to land it. This could be huge damage for Birdie.
That V-trigger activation, the damage is buffed here. The walk speed is too. No anti-air, no problem, says Chris CCH. No problem. I'm good with it.
What we were talking about, it could potentially end up being a clean 2-0, but Chris is now going to take this one lying down. Of course, he's going to fight back. Has a fighting chance, if anything. And what is it about that matchup that was a little bit harder for Birdie to try and capitalize on that time? I mean, it was the walk speed you mentioned before. Obviously, he's going to have those whip punishes. He's using the fireballs to check him now. What's the adaptation that Birdie needs to have?
Noon just have to make the right reads, just like that. I was about to say, and a little bit more of the D skill, but you see the problem here. One good crush counter D skill gets the damage and gets that momentum to the corner. That's the whole point of that D skill, is to get that push to the corner, make Noon feel real unusual. And the air-to-air from Chris CCH. He's like, dog, we're talking about reads I got, though.
He's going for blows right now. If not Dragon Ball Z, one hit after the next. The lifelines have been thin. And now you got at least half remaining to him. Beautiful anti-air as well. That puts Sakura in a precarious position. She has to use the EX and manages to get the B-trigger activation. Tries to keep the pressure on him. And even dashes in. No check this time. It's a little bit shaken up. It's Birdie as the huge damage is coming through once again from Sakura. And he doesn't even block it.
I don't know what he was doing, but what I do know is that Chris CCH is on set point. The return from the precipice. That anti-air crouching mini punch that said it was nerfed. Noon says, I don't care, dog. I'm still using it. And we saw it also used as a cross-up. So Capcom, we gotta talk. But here's the crush. B-skill, DP pickup, to the corner we go. Chris has to capitalize on these moments a lot more. He's been using a lot of V-bar to ensure the plus frames, but you gotta see more in terms of damage.
The V-trigger, he is going to keep a little bit of pressure on him. But there's those lights again. The thing that checked him last time, that lost him the set and forced out a DP. Manages to get very minimal damage. Wasn't there to be able to convert it, but he's converted plenty more with the EX man grab into a point conversion. That's going to be 1-1 tied already. This is it. This could be the point. Somebody has to walk away with it, though.
somebody going to losers, and I wouldn't want to be down in the dungeons with the demons. I'm telling you that right now. Again, the crouching medium punch, they said it was nerfed, but Noon is still using it. He's still going in with it. And all it takes is one good conversion to read one of the fireballs, or just a check on the dash. Mind the speed limit. You're going 60 to 25. I'm going to need you to calm down, pay this toll, the sweep, though, with the crush. And walking up, you see the bar at the bottom? Things are looking long and heavy for my boy. Chris, don't get hit, touch or tap.
Seems like for right now, though, a good jump in does manage to sort of even the life lead. There's those lights. Once again, he's able to check him. Chris might be getting a little bit too aggressive. Sees what he can find, goes for the crouching heavy anti-air, manages to find him, but using the other side. Not going to work out with that. With the V-skill prevents Sakura from moving forward. Right now, it's the dance of death. It's whoever gets this hit, it's going to pay off hugely.
Noon's like, dog, this is my song.
Right.
with the health differential right here, he's like, dog, I know this song. He came to the club, they played this song. Here's the EX activation. Chris turning down the volume, trying to get the jump in and win. EX activation. Yes, you're right. With the command grab to do it, you done called it.
Yeah, I don't. That's unfortunate. I mean, you end up using the bullhorn, the EX bullhorn at that, especially and just completely decimate the remaining health bar that Sakura has. I mean, we talked about it before. We had the walk speed. We saw he was trying to play out of that range. The walk speed wasn't quite working out how he wanted it to, and then he had to resort to the fireballs. Not one single chain thrown out during that entire time. I mean, Nunez was he was pretty confident in how that fight was going to go. If you're not throwing out chains, you don't feel pressured by those fireballs. He walked in every single time.
Yeah, dealing with that. He did throw out one bad one, but the adjustment was, all right, this didn't work right now. But what happens if I just save it for the last round if I gotta go that way? And I'm gonna use it as a finisher and make sure it actually connects. Because when it doesn't connect, you saw a little bit of a punish right there. Not the biggest, but it's like, all right, I wanna make sure I get this hit. And as you said before, with the low health of Sakura and the big boy damage of Birdie, the job is done. Noon moving on in the bracket. We ain't seen this person in a while, but we're gonna be seeing more of them. But we're still gonna be seeing more. Chris CCH still got a shot in losers. We're not down there just yet. We still got more winners to play. It's going to be the battle of the brothers. It's going to be Mario versus Luigi people. I'm going to need y'all to tweet this out because this is what's it called? It's not patricide, right? What is it called? Yo, chat. Is it patricide? Is it patricide?
I do believe the terminology is patricide. Yeah.
I was right.
I do think that is the one. I think that's what it is because now you put me in a position because if I'm wrong, I'm going to look dumb, and now we're both simultaneously holding L's.
We're both gonna hold the L.
Right, exactly.
Is it like
that's
that?
Unfortunate. It's gonna be like that, honestly.
Well, it's going to be a brother-on-brother battle right here. Mario versus Luigi. We've seen this. This is the Wednesday Night Fights Classic right here. And this is one of those battles where, like, it's going to be not only determined who's the better brother, at least right now, unless they see each other in the bracket, right? But also who's going to be doing the chores, who's taking out the trash, who's going to be the one, picking up the dog poop. You know what I'm saying? Doing all that stuff. That's why I love about this stuff right here. When you have two brothers that are, trying to be the best, and trying to be better than each other with fighting games and stuff like that. There's always that rivalry. I know people out there have probably had that with their cousins or their siblings too. I know I've definitely fought my cousins, my younger cousins, and just threw out fireballs and stuff and didn't tell them how to use that stuff in Street Fighter 2. I was that dude. I was a little messed up, so but still, we all were kind of cool in our days. Okay.
Listen, man, I was younger in the arcades. I was death fisting everybody, and just yes. In Tekken with Paul all the time on the old Tekken cabinets, right? I mean that's we've all had our moments like that. And sometimes all you can say is that it really do be like that. That's the only answer that you can give. It really do. That's the only answer you can give in a situation like this. But I just saw recently, it seems like the G versus Poison matchup is what we're going for right now. Interesting. That's not a common matchup I see. I don't really see that being brought out of anything.
Yeah, it's usually, we see a lot of Poison and G, but like the regional kind of things that happen for these types of players to meet, like you might see Smug and Idon play.
Right. Exactly.
But like it's not like a common matchup, right? It's like the stars have to align just right for this kind of matchup. However, I play a little bit of G in my time, and I think this matchup actually is pretty good for this character. The fireball pressure can disallow what she wants to do. She can't put him in a situation where he has to use V-reversal to get her off, right? But at the same time, that's not that big of a deal. You can V-reversal a little bit because if you get that hit, it's over. You put him in a guessing situation in the corner, it could be a wrap. And this is a new character for Mario. Usually on the Karen pick, but he's had enough of dealing with the 50-50s in the corner, the constant pressure from this character. He's done with it.
But even so, just be careful with how he uses it. See, you have to use that meter to make sure that you keep an even decent advantage, right? He has to stay back, use those long reach and normal with the whip that we see Poison using all the time, make sure she keeps up that pressure, and has to use the bar to make sure she can even continue that much. And sometimes that can put you in a bad spot. That whip counts as a hitbox. You gotta be careful. And oh no! This is the situation we were talking about already. Two touch and immediately forces out the V-trigger activation. Has to use the Molotov with a beautiful side switch combo.
This is where you're stuck right here. But gets the counter hit. You gotta keep the character in the corner. That's the name of the game. Like Poison does suffer when she has her back against the wall compared to other characters. Doesn't have the typical reversal. She's got a 3-frame, but it's not really the best. The anti-air there doubles down with it. Mario has to make sure you can keep that corner in the corner, or keep that character in the corner, and then put him down on the ground forever. That's like the name of the game. But you see that Mario's had some great decisions against Luigi here.
Right now, both players are playing extremely carefully. Most of the hits that have been gained have been straggler hits now, and being caught off guard by the whip. But G's slowly walking her back into the corner. No anti-air there. Tries to jump out. Whatever that may have been, and then just get hit. That might have been a distance. Seems like here comes the pressure. Has to use a V-reversal. Beautiful V-reversal. I like that awareness. Uses it again. Doesn't want to keep himself in that situation, and the gray help is going to pay off pretty big. Now Poison has to try and fight her way out.
And I was gonna say it was fine until he got hit. It was fine to keep the character offensive, but here we go. EX, back fierce, V skill, double dash with the Oki, trying to capitalize the situation. Good blocks though from Mario, and he's got bar to work with. Looking for the activation point. No anti-air.
Oh, no! That's exactly what you hate to see. You don't want to see this at all. This is exactly the sort of situation that G thrives off of. Those stray hits in the crouching medium. If anything, that's going to be enough to put that round to bed. And now Luigi and Mario are still fighting out one-on-one. My goodness, this is unfortunate. This is exactly what happens. It's like history repeats itself every time. You get the straggling hits, and you can't sleep on G because you see how much damage he brings to the table. And you even find yourself in a lot of different mix-up situations that you have to answer. And if you don't, you're going to lose just like that.
Yeah. You gotta hold it, and then if he pops trigger, it becomes an even bigger deal. But you see Luigi trying to rotate a lot of defensive options, via wrestling, backdashing, and things like that. Again, caught in the corner. Mario's got a lot of help, but that can all be dissipated. All it takes is one good sequence, just like that. The G buffer right here, off the light, the B skill, stocking up, and this is gonna be a lot of damage. If he lands a command grab, and he does.
Oh man, he manages to drop it just for a few seconds, but manages to get the normal throw. If anything, this is a bad position for Poison to be in. She does at least manage to get a hit, forces out the B trigger activation, just to make sure that she can keep the pressure on with that Molotov. Looking for a straight hit, anything, just anything.
Yeah, that's what to say. Like one good hit right now. EX under. We're done playing neutral, dog. We are done playing neutral. Still has, doesn't matter. He had the CA, but I'm gonna see you next round. I'm gonna see you next match, he says. Luigi says. He's like, it doesn't matter about your CA if you don't get to use it. If I get the hit, I get the win. And there you go. There's the first match for Luigi.
I mean, you're 100% right. That is the first match for Luigi. He's just talking like I got the better games. You know, Luigi's mentioned. That's all me, baby. three different games in its entirety. You do love to see the Luigi matchup. The Luigi win anything.
Yeah.
I mean, be fair with you. I mean, they be doing them dirty.
Yeah, really? they kind of do. They kind of do. But we all root inside. We root for Luigi. But at the same time, they must be actually coming back in and out. They're probably resetting their stuff. Yeah. But you know, it's funny we say that like for Luigi, like we root for Luigi outside of Street Fighter, but like in Street Fighter, my man is running the grimiest characters. His other character, the other character's Guile, and it's disgusting. It's disgusting. It's one of those characters you're like, it's hard. It's honest BS with that character. We can get in that later. We're not gonna see the switch because I feel like G is the way to go, at least for Luigi. Even if you do feel uncomfortable, you have to V reversal. He knows if he gets poisoned in the corner and runs his game plan right, he'll be perfectly fine, as we've seen before. And even if Mario's on the back foot, he's got to make the adjustments. The onus is on him to stop the obstinance. With that CA at the bottom, he had to pop that at some point. And, you know, he was thinking about it too long. He was like, when can I do this? The round was already over, dog. Can't carry it over the next one. So Luigi is staying solid, has the first one. Let's see if he takes another one for a clean sweep, or if Mario is coming back to play.
I mean, here's the thing, though. I've never seen Mario be a player 2 character. That's always been reserved for Luigi's spot. So I'm assuming that Poison's gonna come back here and try and fight back against G. But I'm a little bit concerned, to be honest with you. And the only reason why I even say that is because of the fact that it's her normals have such tremendous reach, but G whiff punishes those so easily. What does G thrive off of is those hits, those straight hits. Even better on counter hits. Even when he has B trigger, you know there's hell to pay if anything. But this is okay. Contrast from last match. He's going in. He's not waiting back to play the waiting game anymore.
I like that. Stay a little bit closer, get a little bit of damage, you know, back up if you need to. You know what's coming. You know the bar at the bottom is coming, right? But like, you're fine with playing at this range and doing some of that bar, getting that EX, making them feel uncomfortable. Luigi is on the verge of popping V trigger, but like, you've done so much damage.
Right now, though, oh my goodness, he even woke up with something. Trying to jab, trying to do anything, something to find himself out of this situation. And I just said it before the match even started. I've never known Mario to be a player 2 kind of guy. He's very clearly showing that he's always meant to be player 1, but I don't know if I like this. He's backing up a little bit more, giving him that space, affording that if this is a pretty big punish. This is where G wants to be. Manages to suit himself up, gets the normal grab in the corner, tries to go for the command grab, but Poison was ready for that one.
Yeah, you definitely saw Mario. He's been through so many situations like that. He's like, I'm holding north so I don't go south, dog. Hold these Millie Rock throws. I'm gonna put you in the corner, though. Her throw range really good. And also the range of many of her buttons, as you see right there. Those shimmies doing damage on the deck. Here's the comeback of Mario. He said, dog, y'all done seen too many of the DLCs, all these side additions, these ports and things like that. Let me show you the realness right here. Let me hit you with the sequel. And hopefully, and gladly actually I should say, we're seeing a sequel right here. We're seeing the finale. We're seeing the end of the trilogy of this match, 1-1. Mario to Luigi. People, tell me who you like right now in the chat. Hit me with the 1s for Luigi. Hit me with the 2s for Mario. I know I switched it. I don't care. Hit me with the buttons right now. I need to see it.
I mean, so here's what I'm more so interested in, right? Like, he took a very, very aggressive approach into how this match ended up being played out. He went in, got a couple jump ins, found big damage, managed to even find 2 wins in a row, almost no contest from G in this situation. Do you switch here? Do you stick with your guns and play the president of the world, or do you switch to the #1 family man that everybody knows Guile to be? Do you go to him? Do you go home and become a family man, or do you take over the world as the president?
I think it's a presidential kind of day. I'm telling you.
Okay.
Presidential kind of play, I should say. The thing is, I feel like
Inauguration.
Luigi, he's got to capitalize on the fact that Mario is going to be holding north a lot. We've seen Mario just typically hold up a lot. Luigi's got to vary up his approach in the corner because when people are new to Poison, which Mario is, they don't have the lockdown in terms of how do I play, you know, this corner game, this great escape.
True.
Like rotating your options in terms of like, do I need a V reversal? Is it risky enough to do it like that? When can I press a button? Am I going to be able to time this crouching mini kick into V trigger activation? Things like that have to be kind of sussed out and hardened after match after match. I know they play a lot. I know Mario plays a lot, but I know Luigi has played a lot more of G than Mario's played of Poison. So it's like at this point, if you can get him in the corner, that's your win condition, as we've seen so many times before. You just can't let them leave. You're giving them an opening. You're saying the exit sign is right. You just take left down the hall. You keep walking. You don't go, not the first door. It's the second door, and you're out of here. You can't let them do that. You got to keep them locked down.
Yeah, it's a matter of I entirely agree because I don't think
He changes anyway.
I told you he has to go. I don't know if this is the correct decision. I don't know if this is the move he should be making, but he wants to go home and be a family man. Clearly, he feels like this is going to work out for himself, and it might even change up Mario's playstyle because now you won against G so convincingly. I can agree with this from Luigi. Don't give him another chance. Switch it up. It's first and two. You don't want to let him figure you out.
That's definitely true, dog. You don't have much time. And Guile does win this matchup slightly. And I feel like is Luigi, he's playing it actually pretty perfect. Well, he was playing it great with a great round start, but this could all go away because Poison does the damage.
Yeah.
In the trades, you don't want to do those all day. The great health, that adds up, but Luigi with the defense and just picking his shots just right.
That's what it is about anything. He has to find a way to make this work. He almost has the V trigger, and that's what's unfortunate here. Poison's V trigger feels like so much faster than Guile's does. Guile opened up so many windows of opportunity just like this, uses all the sonic booms, tries to put pressure on him. With the one remaining, goes for the throw and manages to get the knockdown. It's all up to this one. Whoever gets next hit is going to be the winner. Depends on what kind of hit Poison manages to get. Walk up, of course, dash, get the light check if anything. Uses the V trigger activation, might need an EX sonic boom. Move back and tries to go over it, doesn't find the hit. And the sweep is going to be enough to make Luigi win this.
That is exactly what I'm talking about. When you aren't studying with the character, you don't know their area, you don't know where they're spacing perfectly. It takes a lot of time, and you saw the whiff, and you saw the hit right here. Luigi on set point, but here we go. Good round start. This is what you want to keep if you're playing Poison right here. You want to keep this good round start so you can trade with the booms, have the advantage of health, the great life, and if you're Luigi, you're going to be forced to doing V reversals to put him outside the distance. Mario has to get in at this mid distance and make him feel mad uncomfortable, which is kind of a pain point for the character, but you have to be able to react to the booms. Fall into one of them and fall into a crush counter too.
Now you can see Poison's feeling the pressure, man. He's not even Mario. Mario falling to the lesser of the two brothers, some might say. If anything, he finds a way to get in, but he's ready with that V reversal. He knows Luigi has that play, and you can tell V reversal immediately. A second chance for the EX Sonic Boom, but he's getting walked down to the corner. But you gotta remember, he's got a flash kick, and if anything, you're seeing stars, but a beautiful corner pressure from him. I don't know how this could go if anyway.
This is looking long for Mario right here. He has to find the hit to get them on top to get things going. But he's running into all these moves, dog. He's having them for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. There's the EX. He said, dog, I'm on a diet. Hold back for a second. I'm on a diet, but the hit will do it from Luigi. The Sonic stuff. Luigi taking it in the end. The Guile pick was the right way, I guess. But I feel like either which way, he had the advantage. He was doing good either way. But this one looked like he was able to lock down the neutral and say, listen, hold these booms, hold this pressure, hold the zoning. If you don't know how to fight this matchup, you have to hold this L. Luigi moving on.
And that's exactly what Mario did. He did hold the L in this matchup. And I do like the Guile switch because it makes sense the more you think about it. I wasn't expecting him to be able to actually switch into that, but like you said, Mario's kind of new to playing Poison, so he's not going to know all the tricks in specific matchups, right? You can only learn so much. Maybe when he comes back at a different time, he'll go home, be a family man of his own, understand the struggle, all the struggles and everything Guile has had to go through to get here, a military man at the most, and he is going to be able to, of course, catch that dub. I'm interested to see the next matchups as well because of the fact that I mean we've seen so tonight we've seen Guile, we've seen Poison, we've seen G, we've seen Sakura, and we've seen Birdie. Who is left?
Already, it's crazy.
who is left to be able to be seen in this roster? I'm excited to see who everybody's going to bring out tonight.
I think we might be seeing a lot of variations here. Weds Night Fights is always good about that. And people, if you're good about supporting the players, run the Matcherino, !Matcherino, run that in the chat. It's just like that. You guys can throw in the codes, throw some love if you got it in your pockets, and also the sponsor quest on the right-hand side. Show them that good support, and we're gonna show you some good action in return. One of the things that we're gonna probably be seeing, by the way, I'm gonna give people a little bit of a spoiler, is we're gonna be seeing some Ken action, which not many people play Ken out here. I mean, it makes sense. Character's neutral isn't the best, but when he gets you in the corner, he definitely hits different. It definitely hits different. The corner game of Ken's super strong, one of the best in the game, but he's got to get you there. But you know, CeeLo's coming through. We haven't seen that dog in a long time. Actually said on his Twitter, he was like, it feels good to be competing again, and he hit top 8, so guess he ain't that rusty. I guess he ain't that rusty.
The last thing you wanna fight up against in a tournament is a rabid Ken player. He's hungry for the win. He's hungry for the dub. This is the last person you would want to fight. If it feels good to compete to him, I'm a little bit scared if I'm his opponent. Ken is one of those momentum-based characters that I sort of see because of the fact that I guess in Street Fighter V, the changes to DP and everything, not as effective without the meter. And I generally think that Ken is one of those characters, like how you said, when his opponent's in the corner, it's where he thrives the best. His damage, he can still hurt, maybe not as much as some of the other characters can do so easily, but you can't slouch on him. Still got to be scared about him.
Yeah, I mean, a good Ken, you see the CFN Kens out here, they're playing with the Wi-Fi, they're telling their mom, turn on the Netflix, mom, right. I need the help, I need the assist.
The one-bar Ken.
The one-bar Kens, they definitely don't have that neutral. The Kens that have the neutral are super strong. Like, I watch Salt Mine League quite a bit, commentate it sometimes too as well. They have some great EU Kens. We actually have some great US Kens. I know Chris T isn't playing Ken as much these days,
right. Yeah, not as much.
But you know, when he did, he was fantastic with the character. And obviously Punk just applying his footsie game with that character, you know, made him look stronger than he really was.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that people don't play Ken, but it's cool to see a good Ken.
Right. Well, I mean, yeah, because it's not a character like you were saying is not being picked too often. I mean, everyone's not nipping at the bud to make sure that they can actually lock in Ken. They want one of those more top tier characters, the more powerful Shodos. I'm thinking of one in particular that everybody knows, like Akuma, that people love to pick up so often. Someone that stayed so consistently strong throughout Street Fighter V's lifespan. That's what I think is so interesting here, man. I mean, my goodness. It's definitely something it is I would be concerned about if anything going up against a very rapid Ken player. But it seems that Nova Spec has the Fang covered. Do you think it's the Fang? Is this actually the Fang? Is it the Ken?
Yes, it is definitely going to be a Fang. So it's not Nova Spec that runs the Ken, my bad. CeeLo that runs the Ken. That was just a quick preview of what's coming after this one. We are losers, people. We are in the loser side of things. So we see Nova Spec versus Stupendous, 2 top-tier competitors out here in the West Coast. One of the things is, you know, when I talk about diversity of the characters out here, you see it in every top 8 Wednesday Night Fights. Nova Spec not shy to reach the top 8s, but neither is Stupendous. And Stupendous, I would hope that he picked, you know, Seth in his matchup. Seth does pretty well against Fang, I think. But he does.
Yeah, he does.
I thought he was gonna hit me with the I'm gonna suffer with the Geef, but he knows not to do that because Geef suffers against Fang. And you know, I feel like with the when you can get the pressure going against Fang, can't really do much. He doesn't have the 3-frame. Again, doesn't have the typical reversals. But the damage that can come from the poison is actually heavy because of lower health.
Already seems like he's off to a great start. Manages to use the reversal against him out of the corner. Nova Spec has to sort of find his way around an endless rush down that Stupendous is going to be able to put on with Seth. Obviously, it's paying off in dividends for him, just trying to find anything. Some sort of straggled hit, some sort of stray hit from Fang to see if he gets
I like him just, you know, in and out of the neutral right here, trying to avoid all the poison, because you really can't take things like this. You can't take the switch right here. Luckily, doesn't get thrown. Side switch. Good defense from Stupendous. By the way, Maverick, thank you for the party of 42 coming through. I see you. Take a seat and enjoy this great Weds Night Fights. Top 8 action. Stupendous versus Nova Spec. We just got it going, baby. Oh, again, the anti-air and clips him low. Crease up the fake easies. He said, dog, those aren't even real. You got those for $150. They're not even real. Get those out of my face.
Fake cross-up, if anything, may have caught him a little bit off guard. And it seems like right now, Stupendous has to get around right now. It Seems like he's doing pretty well, but we saw this happen the last time. It seemed like it was going too bad for him, but you have a situation like this against Fang, and now you're taking the poison, you're taking a lot of things as well, like some more cross-ups. And if anything, he has to use the V reversal, manages to get the block, he keeps the pressure in the corner going. Nova Spec, he's found his line, the opening thread, if anything, and he's going to be able to take that. Now Stupendous, the same situation as before. He's doing so well to start things off, and now you have an issue. You can't find your way in, you're taking damage over time. It's gonna be hard.
And one hit's gonna do it. With B trigger for the punish.
Oh!
No! The denial! Yo! Nova Spec with the reaction. My man just, he cowered.
No,
He said,
sir.
excuse me, pardon me, all buttered up, slathered and lathered in that EX. He said, excuse me. Yo, clip that. I need that sent to me right now. Sepia, black and white, in color, all three of those right now on my desk or you're fired. Yo!
Oh my goodness, man.
No fight.
What talk about the awareness, man, from Nova Spec to know to do that? If that was me, there's a reason I'm here commentating. I'm not the one playing. If that was me, I would have been like, well, this is just done. That just has to have been it. But Nova's ready for that. Man, and you clearly see the skies are safe too. You can't fly against Airline Fang. That's not going to work out for you.
Not here, not today. Trade though, finds the EX, puts him in the corner. This is a reverse situation we saw before, where they were locked up in the corner, but the shoe's on the other foot, and the damage differential, Nova putting on the heat. Because you don't have to deal with this matchup. I played this character for this amount of time, I can survive. Even with this V-trigger situation, I still feel like Nova is still in the front seat. I told you, he's driving. He's driving. His hands are on the wheel.
Messed up meeting. Doesn't manage to get the block pressure on the wake up, so that means that obviously he's going to lose that round. Nova Spec is doing great against Stupendous right now. Manages to get the hit. That was so tricky. Good defense from Stupendous, if anything. Manages to find that last second. Make sure things work out for him. Keeping it, I mean, Stupendous is having to play so carefully here. Every time he's backing up, using the EX charge move as well. Well, what more is there to say? Use the EX to keep the pressure going on him, but it seems like Seth is trying to fight back. Despite the stun that's going to be hit, but the activation. Make sure that Nova Spec tries to stay on.
No cross cut at all, but finds a crouching kick. EX, this should be it. No, never mind. Drops his combo, but still gets a throw. There you go. I feel like Stupendous, even though he took that round, I maybe would have been better if he had a different V skill, because I feel like V skill 1 will disallow stuff, but if he finds his hit, this is the benefit. He wants that corner position and that corner push.
It seems like right now they are keeping him back, uses the CA almost instantly, gives him plenty of damage and damage over time. Sets up the poison, if anything, manages to throw the V reversal. Now Stupendous has to fight his way back in against Fang. So now things seem to be towards Stupendous' side. He got the hit toward the corner, but we've seen Nova Spec get out of these situations. Maybe he's not so lucky this time. This is Seth we're talking about here, the ultimate life form. But remember the skies are safe! And oh my goodness, he manages to get the double. He just keeps the pressure on him. If anything, slides right back on in with the V reversal. And he's not going to be able to keep him out for long. It's up to the hit right now. He has to fight, but he runs right into it. Manages to get the hit as well. Nova Spec, baby, with the Fang is going to find this win for himself.
I can't believe that juggle, but Nova Spec came with the knowledge. He came calm, cool, collected, and he said, "I'm putting the poison on him, dog." We see him purple today. That's my favorite color. That's what we're wearing today. A lot of what happened towards the end was a lot of crouching kick buffers and things like that. Great timing from Stupendous, but just a lot of that like pressure would just stem. If I put down the poison clouds, if I get these mixes going, and the minute you have poison on you, you have to worry about it. If you were playing Gif, you wouldn't have to worry about it as much, right? But if you're playing someone like Seth, that character goes, the health goes like that. It's gone. I'm checking my pockets. I'm checking my bag. I don't see where the health go. Who knows? Who knows, right? But good stuff to Nova. Knowing how to deal with Seth is, to me, it's like it's a requirement for Street Fighter V, and just like, just in fighting games, Joe, you have to know how to deal with the top tiers, right? And someone who's been playing Fang for that long is definitely gonna know how to, have a game plan for the stronger characters in the game.
There's a situation we were talking about before. It's the same situation as Birdie. You're not going to see everyone picking up Fang. You're not going to see everybody nipping at the bud to play him. But when you have those few people that we saw today manage to take the win on these characters that people don't typically see, that's people being caught slipping. You got to wear rubber shoes. You don't want to be caught slipping, if anything. This is not the time to be losing. You got to be ready. You got to come correct if you're going to be able to fight against these people. And and that's why you just got to be ready for these matchups, man. I mean, I'm super surprised to see the Fang being played as effectively as it is.
I mean, if you're playing Fang for these many seasons, you're not lacking or slacking out here is all I'm trying to say. You're definitely one of those people who are like, I'm ride or die with the poison guy. One of the things that, Morty puts out in the chat, and one thing that we kind of talked about is like, I feel like a V-skill switch would have been better because you can't be throwing out buttons. You can't be, if you're Fang, you have to be more wary about what you throw, and being mid-distance means you can't throw up the balls and put down the cloud and stuff like that. The V-skill can check that a lot. That could have been the differential, but that's something you save for next week and put in your pocket. And now we're not gonna save you for these great matches that are coming your way, people. Now we're gonna have some kin. We were talking about some kin, and I love me some great neutral kin. I love me some strong kin. Forget about the 1-bar CFN kins that make 17 accounts because they can't get past diamond. You're gonna see some good kin out here. Some great kin action, in fact. This is some top tier level kin.
Yeah, this is definitely not the 1-bar Brazilian kin that people love to talk about, right? You blink once and all of a sudden you eat 3 DPs to the face before you even understood what was happening in the matchup. You got to be ready for this kin play. Talked about it before, gave a little bit of foreshadowing. Kin's one of those types of characters where once he gets that momentum, it's so hard to stop him. He gets that corner pressure. You're going to get thrown 8 million times. You got to be ready for situations like that. You're going to get shimmied. You're going to end up eating tons of fire, if anything. And I'm a little bit concerned for the kin player because of the fact that he's still gonna have to play into some top tier characters. We can talk up the kin no matter what, but at the same time, you're still going up against Seth. You're going up against Poison. It's not gonna help you that much.
Yeah, and you kind of talk about like the throw game being really impressive, especially online, hard to check. But at the same time, one of the things that Seth does have is good back walk speed enough to back walk away from like the dash up throw pressure, that fake throw loop in the mid screen that a lot of characters kind of have to hold a little bit sometimes. So that's going to put a little onus on CeeLo to not miss these DPs, but not a punish from Blaquito. So right here, this is what I'm talking about. Let me see that patented Kin Masters play in the corner, but holds a V-trigger plus frames. Not a lot of damage from that.
Yeah, it's really working out for him that well. Heavy kick, spins, but he uses the wrong strength. Not going to be able to find conversion that he may have wanted from that move. Jumping. Not really jumping at all, just jumps straight over again just to swap positions. Keeps him in the corner instead, but if he gets that hit, V-trigger activation now, this is not the type of situation you want to be in. And that's, I think Kuroshi knows that. He's playing pretty carefully. He doesn't want to get hit and cause that V-trigger activation.
He's buffering his own, but misses. We've seen a lot of missed dive kicks, and you don't want to have that. Nice conversion, the crouching meter kick. Tatsu, nice. There we go. The Tatsu, but it's not the hit you wanted. And the fierce to the face will take this. Blaquito with the first one.
Round 2. Yeah, definitely not the type of error that you want to make. Maybe it was a misinput of anything. I mean, to be fair, if he DP'd and it got blocked, I would have done CA too. I mean, there's nothing good coming out of that one. So we might as well admit, I suppose. And as a man just kept him off guard, obviously that means Hiroshi wins the round. He's now in a situation where he's keeping plenty of pressure on Ken. CeeLo sort of find some way to his game plan started. He's slowly being pressured into the corner. That's not where Kim wants to be at all. He wants the opposite. He wants you in there.
Yeah. He wants you in there. He's like, dog, this is where you belong. Dog. I don't live here. You live here. What are you talking about? And the thing is, like, one good back throw could actually put him there if CeeLo can find it. But good checks in the neutral. Everyone thing being checked, and just like that, off the tippy toes. Just you into that kind of thing? Okay, there we go. CA, not enough for the finish. One more hit to do it. The dash check right there. That's a -1 situation. EX activation. DP's the jumping fierce. What? Hold on now. There was no EX on that though. That was a little raw. That was Gordon Ramsay raw, my friend. Blaquito, that was a little raw. I'm gonna need you to cook that next time because that could have been risky. If he had timed that any different on that wake up, that could have been a blessing to the dome situation, and it ain't even Sunday. That jumping fierce comes down in such a way where it will blows up so many attacks before they can get off the ground. But Blaquito with the reads and the belief got it done. Damn.
That's man, that sucks. If that really sucks if anything. I mean, that's not what you want to be able to see. Hey, you not only lose to a situation that is unfavorable at the most, but you lose in a situation that allows you to sort of really think about stuff. You're really contemplating. You're really contemplating a lot of different things. You're contemplating whether you made the right decision, whether you made the wrong decision, and you got to be able to sort of shirk that and get those tournament nerves out of the way and come correct this time.
I mean, this Flaquito, I feel like he's so strong. Like, it's not about like his V trigger. We haven't seen, especially in the past couple of months, like the biggest V trigger comebacks and stuff. His neutral games is really good. You saw Silas trying to dash in. He got checked so many times, over and over and over again. And that's kind of the way you got to play Seth. You got a lot of great reaching buttons, crouching medium kick, crouching heavy kick, things like that to check characters when they dash at you. And that's kind of the Ken gameplay. Your neutral isn't that good mid-screen, so you're going to have to dash and keep outside the distance. It'll be reaction city from Flaquito. But here we go. This is the page turner right here, giving us something different.
Right now, already. Oh my. Okay. All right. One time too many, if anything. I can't imagine he got hit 3 times in a row by that, but he does. And even uses the XDP. If anything, it's blow for blow right now. It seems like Ken wants to keep it in his corner. Obviously, he uses the V reversal, but that's not what you want to do. That's so bad. You don't want to do that against that V trigger too. He doesn't manage to get the conversion, but he does at least manage to get a little bit of damage. He's using that instant air quarter swing from that kick to really keep the pressure on Ken. Checking up a lot of the time. He's not ready for it. One of the first times is actually blocked him. The second time he blocked him. This, I don't know if it's going to be it. I don't think it is. Yeah, he's not going to die.
Based off the STP punish, there we go. Flaquito, again with the reactions, dog. And I feel like the Axe Kick's always going to be strong no matter what matchup, unless you're fighting certain types of characters. You have to make a guess as the opponent. And that's unfortunate. He guessed on the wake up. That was a wrong decision. You chose B. The answer was A, my friend.
Now, though, obviously, Roshi is in a very bad spot. He is fighting his way out, though, fighting very effectively. So he has to get the EX as well. That corner carry, but a back throw. Back in the corner. Use the EX once again. Same situation as before. Try to carry it from wall to wall. Double dash and keep the pressure on. The crouching strong is going to be enough. And this is what he wants. He wants the V-trigger to pressure. He has to block. Still positive, if anything. So that's going to be the first move that you may have miscalculated. Ken now has the damage to fight back. The next hit is going to be the winner, and you leave it with an overhead to end it all off. To make this a tie, to lead it to the final.
Silos is trying to stay alive, dog, and I like to see it.
Yeah.
I like to see it. I like how he was able to stay alive with all those plus frames in the face of positivity, insert his negativity, his toxicity right here, and staying real toxic with it in the corner, rolling him up. The EXDP, I would have done it too. Even with the lot of that stun, I would have did it too.
Yeah, he definitely had to. If it was life or death in that situation, and it's still not even looking too good. It's an uphill battle. It's looking bleak. He sort of has to fight his way out of the corner, counter hit, melee, and that's an instant death from Ken. It's going to be pretty much a 1-1 tie. Silos fighting back. Not taking this L easily, if anything. And like you said before, it all started going wrong. Seth had to end up forcing out that EXDP from himself. That's how you knew it was bad. He was one hit away from being stunned. Didn't want to be stunned in the corner. Would have ended the match much faster, but Silos is not taking this L.
You're also seeing the problem with having a feature that's not really like having a comeback factor, right? It's more like an equalizer. But if you if you would have had like a trigger that may have had that V trigger 1, where you would have got the side switch, you would get the damage on the deck, things like that. Maybe these matches would have been better off in the ending parts of the matches, right? Where you have this V trigger come back, and what Seth is really kind of talked about on Twitter. One of the pain points of the character. But if you got good neutral, things can still work out your way. You just have to put your back into it a little bit more. Goes for the jab after the light. I'm sorry, throw after the light there. That's not this just yet though.
Not even getting a chance. Beautiful DP comes out of the skies. Manages to get the hit. This might be what Seth needs. Manages to combo him time and time again through the air. Not going to be able to find the mix-up. Manages to get the jump. Wake up Tatsu, if anything. I believe that was a misinput. Probably tried to input the DP, if anything. Something. Trying to wake up, but manages to get the hit that he needs to activate the feature. In a pressure-oriented situation.
Yeah, I don't mind the top. Oh, man. Yeah, it's like one hit right here. Throws up the EX, the fast stuff. The heck, I can't say that word, so I just say a million hands. Hecatoncheires is what it is, I believe. But it doesn't matter what it is. A Flaquito onset point doesn't do a DP, does a slide. I wonder if that was a missed input right there, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't get punished. We just let that slide off. You know, hey, I meant to do that. That was on purpose. Wow, DPs, the axe kick. One way to deal with the with that dive kick right there is to find the right range as he does right there with the EXDP. Stay outside the distance, so if they whip, you can punish.
Seems like for right now, they are at least able to keep the pressure available to them. It's going to be harder and harder to try and fight back. A good back throw from Ken, if anything, the pressure. He is a little bit too much for Seth. He's trying to fight back, dashes in to go for the throw, but it is tanked by the Ken. He's just trying to keep him out, man. Like, he's just trying to keep him out, but if the DP is not what you want, and I don't like that at all. Now it's going to be a situation where he's in a bad spot, man, just to protect the throw in the corner. He's just waiting, just patiently, if anything, doesn't want to get stunned. He needs to get out of that corner using the EX Tatsu to make sure he can get him.
Flaquito, if he gets a good feature activation to super, it's a wrap.
Yeah,
but it's not gonna happen like that. Zelos, the fireball activation DP to do it. Take us to final game, final round. Not trying to go out this loser side, trying to stay alive. And you know, I know there's some Ken players out there definitely rooting for him. Say we want to see something different. Put down the Seth Fighter 5.
Seems like for right now, though, Zelos obviously going to take this loss. But Kuroshi says something different. He manages to get 2 throws, catches the counter hit, and uses the instant air to throw to finalize the stun. That's all she wrote for Ken. Considering he doesn't drop these at all, that's going to be right into the 10 dimension. That's going to be all she wrote for Zelos. For right now, of course, he can still fight back later on in the day. Kuroshi takes this 2-1 against the Ken player.
Actually, that's it for Zelos. That was loser.
Oh,
so
no,
my man,
right. Yeah.
You know what? He can come back next week.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he has got more chances.
Yeah, but I got good stuff to Zelos to make it this far in top 8. You know, we haven't seen them come through the bracket, that often. So it's good to see them competing. Good to see some great Ken play. Only a few mistakes away from winning, to be honest. And going up against Flaquito is like, that's a pain point. Like, you go in the bracket, you see Flaquito, you're like, dang, I gotta fight this dude. But that'll be Flaquito moving on to fight. Looks like Chris ECH. And then it looks like we'll also have Mario versus Novaspec as well coming up in the deck as well. So you guys enjoyed this great action. Make sure you guys are tweeting it out, letting the people know what's going on. I know it's late night, but what else are you guys doing? Nothing else. I know nothing else. You're sitting, you're looking at the drywall right now, saying, where'd this thing come from? Why don't you divert your eyes and attention to this great Street Fighter 5 action, and also divert your eyes to the Matcherino. Exclamation mark Matcherino. Run that in the chat, and just like that, you can see all the codes that come with it. Put those codes in. Show some love to the players. You know, give them a little bit of cash if you got it in your pocket, and do the sponsor quest on the side to support everyone coming through and giving you this great Street Fighter 5 action. So you're not staring at the wall all dang day. You're staring at the ceiling or staring in your light for whatever reason. Because some of y'all be doing that.
Yeah, and I definitely think, please just use the code, man. Like, you don't have situations like this being set up every single time. People are going out of their way to make sure that you guys have some awesome action every Wednesday night. It's just a little bit of something. Come on now. Yeah. If just give back to the community, pay it forward is what I would say as we head right into the next match. I'm interested to see this Mario versus Novaspec matchup because of the fact that this is Fang versus Poison, if I remember correctly. So this is definitely a dangerous situation, I would think personally, for Fang, because Fang can't really. Actually, no, I take that back. It's going to be hard for Poison to actually try and fight him because Poison's whip counts as an extension of her body. It's also her hitbox. So if there's ever a time I feel like where Fang puts out the poison trap and Poison tries to smack him from 10 yards away, she's going to get poisoned from 10 yards away. I mean, ironically enough.
Round 1. Got to be on point with it, right? If you're throwing down the poison cloud, you got to make sure that you're not trading with her a lot. One of the things that Fang, that people kind of forget about Fang is he does have on the lower health side of things. So those trades actually might be benefiting sometimes Poison. But you see right here, the poison is applied, float, and comes through on the other side.
Seems like for right now that he is keeping her in a lockdown situation. Exactly what I was talking about before. The poison is a little bit too much for her to handle, despite her namesake, as the counter hit is going to be enough to keep her in that corner and net more damage. Her life is taken away just like the clock at the top. The throw goes out and manages to even lessen the lead. Counter hit, tries to fight back, but what can you do You try and go for the hit. You can't even fight. She can't fight when that trap is
Can't do
out. She's gonna
anything.
get hit. She can't do anything. Look at her. She's stuck there looking stupid.
Nova is enjoying this. You can tell he's just like, he's having a blast. He's like, I wish you'd do something. I wish you would. And gets the throw. In the midst of everything, gets the throw. There you go. Nova with the first one. And he knows how to deal with this matchup. And you, again, see that Mario just a little bit, you know, just is new with the character. Has to spend the EX to get in. That's one of the options you can do right there. But again, the poison differential, you gotta stay in. Just like this, Mario he's listening to the commentary, dog. He's like, I get it now. This is what I should be doing.
Yeah, you should be running him down. You definitely don't want to give him the same that he needs because you see now, we're stuck in the situation. The trades are going to go more in her favor since she has the health. Beautiful combo from Mario. Now what's the setup from here? He's going to get thrown. Maybe a little bit too much recovery on those frames from the flip. Gets the crush counter, activates the V-trigger. Now it's Fang's turn to parties and keeps him in the corner. Same as before. Throw once again. This is going to be Mario having a rough time trying to find it out of this one. You can just use the special draw. Beautiful EX heel flip or flip kick. I think that's a beautiful option to be able to get out of that. She definitely was scared to push him out.
Yeah, Mario hadn't been using that. He was like, wait a minute, I have this move to get over the poison, and at the right distance, the right timing, it actually could allow you to get the pressure that you want. Trading may not be in your favor, but if you can get some damage to the deck first, and then start going for those trades, you might be benefiting. Just like this, gets a fadeaway to pick up with the up heel. Taking out the things with the whip at the max distance, hard to get the punish.
It's hard to get the punish, that's for sure. Man, she's beautiful backdash. Oh my goodness. You want to talk about well played? That's what I'm talking about right there. And he's not dead yet. But all he needs is one hit. He can't put out the traps. The trade is not what he wants right now. You want to talk about awareness? The backdash from the throw into a conversion like this? This is exactly what you need to be able to provide. Tries to go for the sweep and too far away. That whip is going to correct Fang. Poison is going to go down 1-0 for right now. Needs to find his way to fight back.
It was so funny watching Mario have fun that time.
Right.
Mario was having a blast, dog was giggling. As soon as Nova lost all that health, he was like, dog, it's my turn to play now. You gotta hold that. You gotta hold that pressure. It's kind of funny to see how both of these matchups have gone down. And now you see Mario with the confidence. The air to air, back down to the ground you go. Move it side switch though. Nova putting on the poison. It has to apply this pressure, but all it takes is one good jump in like this. The damage like that. The EX whip, we gotta hold that, but I can't believe he challenged.
I can't believe he challenged it either. Mario clearly felt like he had the pressure there, but it's a counter hit that leads towards Fang's. I mean, honestly, that leads towards Fang's best sort of suited position that he needs to be in. He's able to get that counter hit and keep the poison on him, but he can't put out those traps anymore. Look for the trades like how he was before, man. It's not going to work out as well, man. It's just to use the same thing as before. Like, get the pressure to get the throw, but the V-trigger activation is enough for Poison to be able to cash out on the dub.
I like the option of just jumping back and using that jump back, you know, to fish for those hits. It's been working out, and Nova Spec does not anti-air or stay outside the distance, gets hit. Mario with the trade right here. He said, dog, I'm not fearing this poison anymore. I found the antidote. The antidote is if I keep whipping you in the face, I'll be okay. He's got his vaccine, dog. EX connects. And he gets the counter hit.
That's the stun. That's it. That's all she. Oh, but wait, he drops the combo caster's curse already. Goes for the throw. This is exactly what you need. If you're banging, uses slides right on into the right and has to be able to find the continual pressure. Goes for the shimmy. Doesn't quite find it. It's poison and with a V trigger cancel. That's going to be the conversion she needs. My goodness. I'm surprised he didn't use the CA. Poison. I think
it was a drop.
The hit. Yeah, and I had to be right because if he would have used it, it would have been one hit away. Poison could have lost that round. He could have ended up not taking the set, but making it tied at 1-1.
And you don't want to do that against someone who's, again, practiced with their character that they've had played for 5 seasons or whatever. Like, you're like, you need to put them down on the ground. But you saw, like, the confidence that Mario had. He's not played Poison a lot. When he got the confidence, he started working with them.
Obviously.
And you saw also having that good round start, you know, like making sure you have a good round start, good amount of damage going, and just keep that loop. And then he was like, I'm going to walk you down. Like I'm strolling in the park. Like I'm having fun.
Yeah, I genuinely think that it is, I am glad to see Novaspec, of course, playing the thing that he is so well known for in the community, but I genuinely think that when he was in the corner, back to the wall, Poison was, ironically enough, Poison. He kept throwing out like the poison traps, the V skill, the poison traps, the V skill, and just trying to fish for hits. And I'm like, just chill. She's the one that's taking the damage right now. It's okay. You've gotten the hit that you need, and now you can make it work for you. But I don't know, man. I think it could have gone honestly a lot better.
Yeah, but that's the great thing about weekly tournaments is that you get to come back with some more data and understand. Because I also feel like it's also just like fighting someone like Mario's Poison is going to be different than your average run-of-the-mill Poison, and it's gonna hit a little different. And also this next match is going to hit a little different too. We're still on the loser side. Chris CCH versus Flaquito. This is a Wednesday Night Fights classic as well. Seeing a lot of classics. A lot of the top players, top eights that we see, people in the top eights are in this one too as well. And we're going to see more of that continuous action. One of the best things about that is you guys get to see the evolution because usually it's Chris CCH taking down Flaquito. It might be one of those situations where Flaquito says, listen, today I got something different on the plate. Today, my mixes are going to hit a little bit different. Flaquito actually says, today, I'm going with the king. I'm on the king things out here.
The king himself, Sagat, Kuroshi. What's going to be played in this matchup? I'm not too sure how I feel about this. In all honesty, he has to be careful exactly. Use that V skill from Seth. You can't just go straight through those fireballs. Obviously, Chris knows that and wants to play around that. I don't know, man. How do you feel about this matchup? This is not the matchup I expected to see. I'll say that much.
I feel, there's two schools of thought that Sagat does really well, can deal with, the appearance of Fireball makes it really hard for this character to, come through. The medium kick, heavy kick also is great against the X kick. But at the same time, Seth is Seth. Super good skill right there to get the suck. And when this character gets going, it's hard to stop them. And that's one thing that Sagat's not really good about is having comebacks. He can't get good comebacks. So Flaquito has to keep this lead and stick with it. And a lot of people say, this character, Sagat, does not have good matchups because of the way he doesn't play Street Fighter 5. And this is what I'm talking about. A good V-trigger could turn everything around, could make all the difference in a matchup.
Already seen Tiger shot pressure onto Seth. Fireball's been thrown out, and the crouching light is going to be what ends it, even on a counter hit. Flaquito doing pretty well so far. I mean, he is keeping him back, keeping him away. Those fireballs are making things work out for him, but can't start things off like that.
Yeah, the knees aren't super good in this version of Sagat. Unfortunately, the knees aren't the best. You can kind of get like a max distance on zero. If you have the V skill, it's always going to be on zero at worst, I guess. But you're not really good as an approach, so they get checked by so many things. Flaquito has to be, on top of things, make sure he keeps the lead, but the V skill going to deny that. That means Chris CCH is going to get an extension. He's going to use it right here. Yes, he will. No EXTP right after, no problem. Gets the shimmy, the finesse and the bless, baby.
Pressure. That throw is going to be the stun because Chris CCH is going to end up taking this round against Flaquito. Sagat seemed to work out pretty easily last round, but clearly Chris is learning as he goes along. Manages to make it work out for him. Manages to get the standing heavy version. Not going to be able to do much with that. And now Sagat's back in the corner against Seth.
Yeah, this is now we want to be. Sagat can fight out of the corner, but it's now we want to be against a character that if they dash up after you, it's a -1 situation and you're a 4-frame. You got to hold that pressure right there. At best, you get lucky if you get a trade. And the B skill, saw him get buttons eaten, and he's got something for it. Put the Hoover on the max.
Yeah, and I think that's exactly what I had mentioned before. I mean, use that B skill. It's going to be hard for him to get in at all. Beautiful anti-air conversion. Chris, he's keeping them locked down in the corner. What is there for Sagat to do? I don't know how he's going to be able to fight out of this situation. A good start from standing strong and fireball is going to be good. EX is even better. That's exactly the reversal inside of Flaquito just to keep him out of his face. So he can get back in there. Tiger uppercut is going to be enough to chunk Chris. Might be pretty bad, but it's going to be trigger.
It's over.
He's gonna use, oh man, the CA. That's gonna be it.
You see how unfortunate it is? Again, the trigger can make all the difference. Great, neutral, all denied by that great V trigger, plus had everything stock locked and loaded, unloaded on his face with the CA, and that's it right there for the first match between the two. One of the things that like a lot of people on the Seth beats Sagat side would just cite again is how important it is for V-Trigger, and throwing out fireballs, even though we didn't see it, can get checked with the V-Trigger activation. Like once you hit the V-Trigger, I should say, and you side switch off a fireball, that makes throwing out fireballs kind of precarious at max distance. So you saw Flaquito had this, he said, dog, I gotta throw out my normals, gotta get a little bit more space for the forward medium kicks. But there you go, the V skill again, coming through in the clutch for Chris CCH.
Seems like now he even wants to stay with his God. Feels like he can do some damage with his character. And just to get the jump in. This is the throw, and obviously just keep trying to keep him in the corner, but that's whittling away in his low. It's a little bit harder. It hasn't really changed the game, but a few straggle hits here and there. A beautiful tiger uppercut, the card tiger uppercut actually. He can actually get that, get it, anything. Goes for the slide and then shooting. He walked up standing H and managed to work it out for him. Already half over. Immediately on the side of Kuroshi. A very hard working lead. Whittled away immediately in the recovery. No. Oh, it wasn't a razor. He tigers uppercut immediately out of that as well. V reversal to keep the quarter pressure.
Has the trigger left in the deck. No DP there. No anti-air. And that's the problem you see when you're a tall boy. When you're a tall boy, you gotta duck underneath and you go through the door. And the problem of that Sagat's had so many games, he's so tall that you try to cross cut, it's a problem. You used to have other buttons, and here he does it. And here, Chris CCH on set point. About to take this and putting Roshi or Flaquito into the corner, not where you want to be.
This seems to be the story of the match for the past rounds, even the last set before he even got to this point. Chris CCH keeping Sagat in the corner hard, to fight out of this one, using the EX. What will he get after that? And if you see Chris, every time he's using standing medium on the side of Sagat, Chris is just backing up to avoid whatever other pressure he might need, because that's the only thing it is that he has to go for him at this time and in place. So, and it might open up a window of opportunity, but Seth has nature. You don't. This might be problematic.
Yeah, that's why you definitely see him using the V reversal to get some great life on the deck. So any fireball's going to hurt a ton more. Plus any combination, that's going to be the name of the game. But it does not matter. Chris CCH in the hands. It's a wrap with the CA for the finish. Chris CCH, just knowing if he gets that one hit, that'll be it. And there you go.
I'm not too sure about the Sagat pick, but I'm completely okay with the fact that, I mean, hey, Flaquito, you're playing here. You're playing in this tournament. I'm commentating here. You clearly know something it is that I don't. If you felt comfortable in the Sagat matchup, all I can say is good luck to you. It's good luck to you later on. I'm not sure. It's just so hard to fight back against Seth, man. I mean, we saw every time the V trigger was activated, that was wraps. If you lose one time, that's all you got.
Yeah, and if you guys are out there and you are, you want to give some RIPs to Sagat, give some love to Sagat out here because you saw the king in action and you feel bad for him, run the promo code WNF2021_ for SFV for that free 50-cent donation. Run that code, drop the RIPs for Sagat until 2 more weeks where they pop that character. And, you guys can also do the sponsor quest on the right-hand side. Got a little change, run it their way. Yeah, the mirror is probably pretty bad, as Mundo's is saying in the chat. That also is the other pick that Flaquito had. So I think Sagat isn't... I think if you can keep the lead, I don't think Sagat's the worst pick in the world.
Right.
Like, even if you don't want to run the mirror. But it's such a stressful kind of match. Like, if you don't know the inner workings, like you started to see Flaquito kind of wake up there and start to DP a lot of the axe kicks and things like that. But you almost have to play perfect. Like, Sagat's really good when everything's going his way, but not everything will go his way. On Sunday things are going great, but Monday's a different day. That's all I'm trying to say.
Brand new week, if anything. I mean, you're not feeling too good when you wake up in the morning after a Sunday, a long, great, fun weekend, and then you're like, oh, well, it's just
dang, I gotta go on the
back to the grind, if anything. And I guess that's what Sagat's gonna have to do once again. And for the chat for Sagat is all I can say about that one. But Luigi back in here once again. Interested to see this. I mean, we saw him earlier. We saw the G being played. I feel like it still has some good merit. I mean, G's still a strong character. Nothing's changed from the last set to this one.
Oh yeah, nothing at all. And actually, I feel like he's got 2 great picks. On paper, right? Luigi has 2 great picks. He's got the G and the Guile to fight against Noon's Birdie, who's not really fond of fighting fireball characters, and G definitely can dunk Birdie. Guile can dunk Birdie, but what happens on paper doesn't always happen in the matches, right?
Right.
I feel like the way Noon plays could be a deterrent the way Luigi wants to play. So we'll just have to see how that match goes. And I'm also curious to see if Luigi's had some time to play against Birdie this season. Even though weaker, you definitely have to get the rust off and be like, wait, this character actually can hit pretty hard. Like, I got to do this in this matchup or whatever. Like, if V-Trigger 1, I can punish him when he does the headbutt. I got to be wary about those things. Like, do you have that knowledge still when you haven't fought a lot of Birdies in a long time? Maybe you'll see someone ranked here or there, but as we said before, it's mad rare. Like, when I'm playing, I do not see many Birdies. There's, you know, Mags is out there. There's like 1 or 2 Birdies I see, but besides that, not many. But the ones that have stuck with it are definitely still going to be, you know, rocking this character and putting in the work. So they probably have some matchup plans of their own. Can't count them out just yet.
Right, exactly. We talked about it at the very, very beginning of when this top 8 started. Birdie, Fang, we have 2 players that constantly play those characters. You're not seeing everybody rush to play them, but you can bet that when they're playing their matches, you're going to see some stuff you've never seen before. You're going to see some knowledge, some things that work that you never knew. You're going to end up learning something. So hopefully Luigi in this fight doesn't learn his lesson going up against Birdie. I would be a little bit scared if I was going up against somebody of his caliber.
Yeah, one thing I'd like to see is, like, you know, you gotta be careful with the V-skill usage as Birdie, right? If you set down stuff, you're giving Chi a chance to, honestly, to A, level up if he wants to, or B, if he wants to come with a flip kick, he can do that at about mid-range. He can kind of react to that on purpose, on reaction.
Right.
He can do that. And also, Fireball game at level 2 is going to be really difficult to deal with. Level 3 is a little bit slower, but still that's also hard, but it doesn't matter. He's still going to go with the Guile pick. Again, either pick is going to be hard. In Guile, with the variance of his booms, hard to headbutt through.
Right, exactly. Especially when it gets interaction. He's actually make that work for him. His Sonic, his slash kick is going to be really amplified there. Obviously, things are just going back and forth right now. I mean, nothing's really happening too much. Guile's just playing wild things. Just keeping Birdie away and zoned out as best as he can. But he has a meter, so it's not like Birdie can do anything different. Goes for the throw, but it's going to get attacked.
I do like Luigi immediately saying, listen, I do have to get out of this corner, though, because Gal suffers in the corner. He does not like want to be there. He loves his control. If he doesn't have his coffee at 9, his day is ruined. Doesn't get the follow-up. Unfortunate, but Luigi going back to the zoning. But here we go. The answer. Birdie gets predicted with it, but he does have answers against the zoning.
I mentioned the flash kick up. I amplified it a little bit. That's really kind of good enough distance to maintain the control that he's looking for. Goes for the flash kick again, almost instantly.
Nice.
Here goes for the flash kick to go for the punish as well. No V-trigger activation there. Not going to be able to save him. It's now Guile. This round away. Luigi doing so good at controlling the screen, and that's exactly what you need to do in this matchup.
Yeah, and that, again, like, you know, the variance of booms, the speeds and things like that are going to be hard. But here we go, right in front of my face, going for the command grab. I like that option against the -4. Trying to get the up kick, but there's the problem. If you're not getting those booms right, things are going to be looking mad unfortunate. Mad unusual misses, but no crush. Does get it off the sweep, though. EX connects.
Yeah, he's not gonna take this one lying down. He wants out of the corner. That is desperation. Use that EX again and again. Use the flash kick. Find your way out. Fight out of this corner. Now you see all Birdie's doing. How do you conversions? He's taking all that damage from simple pokes here and there. Birdie's just keeping him pinned down. Harder and harder for him to fight out. Gotta start chugging those booms more and more. He's slowly willing his way back out, but with every inch he's sent back 5, if anything. It's hard to fight back against the Birdie.
And this should actually do it right here with the EX is enough. The damage is done. My man can't draw a straight line for a week now after that. That's a concussion, my friend. That's concussion. And you saw, like, once he read one of the booms, like, he kind of whipped a little bit, but he was like, if I just walk him down and block and forward heavy punch, if he's not combining that with the variance of his normals, the great synergy that Guile has with his normals, then it's not really the biggest threat. Like, Guile's, like, he's a mixture of everything. That's why he's so great. That's why you see a lot of players like Minna complain about this matchup, but here's the EX. That'll connect right there. You make the right reads, you will get rewarded sometimes.
A couple of those moves forces even further back. Forces really risky decisions like jump in Guile. Try and close this gap. Still moving on the activation to get on the next full rush, but gets the reversal back. Now time is ticking away. His health is too. Sonic boom after Sonic boom. This is It's super hard to fight back.
The booms again. Feature, you can't even throw out the armor, and this is where it gets super risky. Throwing out anything at this point to try to deal with the boom might get you clipped. One more hit. Moon landing a hit. Trying to get the cross up, doesn't even attempt it, and we'll get on the other side, the shoes creased up. And again, that's the issue. Like, one of the things about Birdie that is lacking this season, why he probably didn't go for the crouching medium punch, is that it doesn't count as a cross up in certain ranges, so it won't catch like it used to. It used to catch every which way. It used to cross up people that were down the street, but now it's like you have to make sure it's pinpoint perfect. And Noon falling to Luigi. And if Luigi can keep the variance with the booms with the normals, again, it's hard to get those reads. You've got to be predictive with what you do as Birdie.
For right now, he's the one in the corner. Luigi not even worried about the booms, if anything. He just wants a pure on rush down, and he's a good chunk of health from it. My goodness, I mean, Birdie has quite a few ways to get around booms, but it's easier said than done, as you can clearly see. Luigi's doing very well at spacing and making sure there's variance in his sonic booms. Goes for the jump back, and Boom just lands on it, if anything, even forcing the gap to be even wider. Goes for the jump, of course gets flash kick. This is rough.
This is exactly what we're talking about. The issue is the different style of booms, the pacing. Right. He throws in a medium punch right there or a throw to fake you out, throws out an EX, and all this stuff makes it super hard to like get a read. If you time it wrong, now you're definitely dead. But here we go, finds a 4-piece all the way to the corner. The sweep activation gets a max distance overhead. The ashiest of Knuckles coming through, blessing the dome, and Luigi trying to get the 2 up.
Seems like we're right now. Birdie's the one that's on the back foot here. Time and time again, he is forced back by those booms, goes for the bullhorn, and that's going to whiff. I mean, he gets the sonic boom, great, but then he ate the damage for it, so it's not even really that worth it. Hard for Newt to get, and it's unfortunate that it is.
Yeah, you have to land a bullhead. You'll be able to continue a little bit more of that pressure off of that. That's if you land it. It's like if you land it, and that's been nerfed season after season. See, the EX is not connecting armor. Unfortunately, if you had V-Trigger, that would have been better. You're in V-Trigger, but you've lost all this health. So the throw bait. Oh man, I thought it would have finished, but it don't matter. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, man.
Birdie.
Rest in peace, Birdie. There's not much else you can say about that. Rest in peace. It was a rough matchup. It was literally just a rough matchup, and I think that's what it comes down to. I mean, you can talk about everything. Every character in a bunch of different ways, their strengths, their weaknesses, but everything is always different when it's on paper and when it's in the game. It's always different. It seems like an easier matchup for Birdie because he has ways to get around the sonic booms, but clearly that doesn't mean much. Luigi was just prepared.
You know, it's one of those things where you can capitalize on it, but Birdie's not able to capitalize it on as much as God can keep you out. So it's one of those things where like you got to be really good on your reads and things like that. One thing I have seen is people like Mags use V-Skill too to kind of dissuade the fireball pressure that's kind of been a pain point for Birdie. And it doesn't always work, but it'd be really sick to see maybe Noon's got some secret tech to get things going, because I feel like when Birdie gets things, he's gonna do the damage, right? That's like on the other hand, like you're not ever out of it, but it don't matter. He's going with a V-Trigger 1, B-Skill 1. This is the final game if Luigi has it his way, and if anything, if it keeps going the same way, he will have it his way. That ba-da-ba-ba-ba punish round star. Again, against the boom max distance, you got to be so pinpoint precise, and Luigi's throwing out these booms for free.
Yeah, I mean, he is, and it's paying off for him at least, but this might be the start of a beautiful friendship between the command grab and the guile, if anything. That's going to be enough to put him towards the corner, but the flash kick makes sure that he controls the skies, if anything. So now Birdie has to find some sort of way in. The usual rush is beautiful EX. Beautiful EX right there. Make sure he keeps that corner pressure. Flash kick, EX flash kick. Obviously, he's not going to want to stay in that corner. He's done it before.
No.
He doesn't want to stay in there. He needs to fight out.
He knows what could be a problem. Yo, at the max system with the call out right there. Yo, Noon, finish your plate. There's only a few bites left. Activation stuck in the corner. Luigi throws out the sweep. The activation. Oh, this could be a wrap if he lands it like that.
The armor is going to be enough to make sure that they catch this one off guard. I mean, that's what the V-Trigger brings to the table when you're Birdie. That's what V-Trigger 1 specifically brings to the table. You're going to have that extra armor, and that's why he went for that EX. Keeps him safe enough as well. Mentions the crush counter. That's going to be beautiful corner control already for Birdie. And beautiful crush counter once again, more and more. The damage is piling up, just like the stun. There he goes for it again. What are you going to do? You're fighting out the corner, but you can't. As he gets the stun, Birdie finishing his blade. If anything, big boys rising up as Birdie makes this a 1-2, taking the first point in the set.
Now, I gotta say, I really like Noon going for the heavy kick at that corner distance right there, interrupting the boom pressure, saying, I'm not gonna allow you to start that zoning game. Foot to face. And now, Noon staying fierce with it. He's got one on the board. If he can keep that kind of pacing, he might be able to get things going. But remember, a lot of predictive things here and there, a lot of reads, but sometimes it's a way you gotta play fighting games. That's A-okay. As I said right there, well, he just throws it out, and it works out in the clutch. He was gonna do it because he thought he saw a reaction, but it works out. But here we go. Dragon suplex right off the bat from Luigi, going off the booms, trying to space him out a little bit more. And now using the B skill as well. This was a pain point right here, switching up the booms between the B skill and the normal ones. But, yo, Noon says, I don't care, dog. I'm making the reads. You're like a children's book.
But the thing was that he was scared. He backed up. He was expecting the flash kick like he's been doing so frequently when he's been stuck in the corner, but manages to get the anti-air thanks to Luigi. Charging out more Sonic Boom, V-Trigger activation into the sweep, and follows it up to end it for right now. That's one round of Luigi's back pocket. Will he cash this dub in? Will Noon be able to fight back as this round starts? He leads off with an EX. He wants to keep him away.
Said, back off, dog. It's not you, it's me. I need some space. Max distance again, throwing out the booms, interrupting, and you see the speed starting to dip like, you know, get a little bit different, hit a little bit different too, to stop some of that chain approach. So flash kick, EX, the lockdown looking heavy right here. Luigi would love to get that Gucci. Sitting on that lemonade, sitting on that perfect. Noon, gotta make the right reads, EX, flash kick, oh no.
Oh, this could be it. Oh no, the V-Trigger immediately. Now we're back in the corner. Might be at a bad spot. Using the standing fierce once again from Guile. Using the EX. This is crazy. Might go for the EX flash kick, and he did. I knew he was going to do that. You got to be careful. Dude, you walked forward into sweep. What is
He had V-Trigger. He had V-Trigger, I get it. But at the same time, you see the confidence that he did that with? Like he got a new suit and tie? Like he walked out of a shot with a new cut, with a new fade? He said, come catch this fade, dog. Come catch this fade. Luigi, moving on the winner's side with the Guile pick, and one of my favorite Guiles to watch, like flat out, because of the confidence that he has. I feel like these young players have such confidence in this game that not a lot of people, like I'm an old man, I don't have confidence like him. I can't walk up to people like that, even with V-Trigger behind me, and get that sweep, like to have that kind of thing hit. But Luigi has done a lot of things in his time that I'm like, dog, I wish I had that kind of confidence in this game. That's why I'm on the commentator desk and not out there. And that's why he's in winner's side of grand finals. Weds Night Fights this week. And if people, you love this action again, exclamation mark match arena. Run that in the chat, do the codes, and just like that, you guys can give, you know, to this great Guile play, this great Street Fighter 5 action. And you know, if you haven't done it, tweet it out. Let the people know what's going on. I know it's late, but I know a lot of you are DJs out here. We're all staying up late. We ain't got nothing to do tomorrow. What are we gonna do? Wake up tomorrow at 2 o'clock, sip some cold coffee, stare out the snowstorm.
It just in quarantine. We all know nobody's doing anything in quarantine, man. I mean, you gotta just please give back to the community. If anything, put it on such an awesome event.
Yeah, I mean, this is. It's fantastic to have something to watch during quarantine, and also for the players in the West Coast to have a thing to play every single week to kind of keep the energy going. We're only like a week away from finding out what's going on the balance patch, which could come a few weeks after. Only a few weeks after. We are so close to seeing some of the changes. I'm a little afraid because all we've had is online to determine what's strong, what's weak. I mean, there are some things that need to get toned down, like Seth. That's pretty obvious. But there are other things that's like, maybe if this is offline, it'd feel a little different. But like, I'm so excited. I'm so excited for the new character, Rose and Dan, and things like that. Those are all gonna be fun. Oro especially. I hope he's as dirty as Third Strike. Oh man. Oh my God. I can't wait to hear the salt when I throw out the booger on the screen. But you guys will know what that means soon enough. You'll know what that means soon enough.
Not even that. Like one of the most disrespectful characters, I would say, in Third Strike at all. Like he grabs you by the scruff of your neck, by like the back, lifts you up, and like immediately. One of the most disrespectful characters I see in the third strike. I'm so glad he's coming back, man. I'm gonna be super excited to be able to play him in Street Fighter V. But of course, we're heading right into the next match, which means that things are already set up for the most part. Round one. Seth versus Poison. Tomorrow versus Chris. End up picking it up.
Loser semis right here. Chris CCH putting the loser side, trying to make that run back. Mario trying to get the run back against his brother. I mean, you would love to get that run back and, you know, solidify yourself as a better brother, but Chris CCH, a strong player like this, stands in your way, who has been pretty dominant in the Weds Night Fight scene real recently. Crouching medium punch connects, using that as an anti-air to dissuade the dive kick. Interrupts the B skill, and that's damage.
Mario already looking pretty good right now. Right? A couple lights, walk forward and fight it. Just get to row. And crush counter immediately after, scares him just a little bit, and it's enough to make sure Mario wins this round. Very quick. It seemed like it was back and forth at first, but Mario doesn't make it as even as it seemed.
And I like that crush counter right after the build up. Have the max amount of time to build up the bar like that. I was saying Mario's, you know, poison is a little lacking, but maybe not slacking. Finds a conversion off that bad EXTP that had to have been hands. That's unfortunate. Missed inputs like that are going to matter a lot for a character like Seth.
For right now, using the EX once again, Mario wants all the smoke right now. Very clearly shown. Doesn't want to just flying down. He use the crouching heavy EX in his hands in anything. See if he can put the hurdle in the corner now. Crouching heavy, V reversal immediately and stops the V trigger 2. That's what's problematic about that V trigger 2. It gives you a lot of opportunities, but if there's a situation, if they have that awareness just like Mario had, it's now all gone. It's completely useless of anything. He even used the CA. Did he get the hit? He didn't. He waited for it. Mario was just ready.
Yeah, Mario was like, I'm just block this out, dog, because you're on that desperation door, and I know that if you whiff, it's a wrap. And just like that, Mario with this poison pick, I feel like he's evolved this poison as we've seen him go on in this top 8. I feel like he's gotten better and better. I don't know if he handed the control over to somebody else. No, I'm just kidding. Mario actually, the young cats, Mario and Luigi, are both pretty studious players. Like, they'll definitely ask some questions and stuff. They're well studied, and they're always like thinking about the game and stuff. So it's no surprise that we're going to be seeing him like get better and better with the character that he just picked up really quick. But here we go. Chris CCH, a young cat too as well, putting on the impression. The plus and the finesse. Keeping that pressure on.
He is fighting back. Feature cancel or feature activation is going to be enough for Somalia. Al started to cook him. Smell a little bit like barbecue right now. Chris has to find a way out. Gets the anti-air. Trying to use the whip to the best of his ability. That's going to be a huge punish, but does it actually manage to get it? He's actually going to be caught slipping, caught lacking, if anything. Keeps the pressure on him. Mario's trying to hold on. Toss out the Molly as well. Uses the V reversal, but still gets hit by it. If anything, goes for the overhead. That's all she wrote for this round. Chris CCH takes this round against Mario.
I love that Chris is using the V skill, keeping on the impression. Chris, when he's at his best, is Chris when he's aggressive. Chris when he's laying down the wall and putting on options that are kind of like, you did that there, and it's like, okay, dog, like you got to hold that. But that's what that aggression that we like to see, using the toxic max system. The stun and done. The stun and done. Actually, he's still alive. You're not gonna be able to build up CA just yet. You're gonna save it for that one-touch situation.
But that's a good start to Poison. Doesn't quite go for it. No feature activation, no nothing. Just gonna try and continue off the pressure, and obviously that leads his loss. It's Chris CCH. Tied things up 1-1 against Mario. Manages to get so many throws back to back to back, not a single tech. It's the mind game, man. Sometimes it's just simple.
And honestly, I feel like the B skill in conjunction with the other tools, using all Seth's strong things, right? B skill, axe kick, great ground game after the throw, and putting him in the corner are all strong things that have led Chris CCH to kind of get that victory. Now you see Mario he's got to be better about checking out of the air approach and also the V skill, because once you come on through, even if they're -2, it doesn't matter. Like, they get to get things going. Mario getting things going in terms of the aggression, saying, listen, I was on the back foot, not anymore, dog. I'm trying to pass you.
Right now, Chris is just trying to push him at least back into the corner, but Mario's done so much damage to him. It's hard. It's hard to whether it'll actually be worth it in the end or not. There's the reversal. Goes out the V-trigger too, but just jumps right over it. Tries to really throw him back in the corner. He just wants the pressure. That's why he's not using the V-trigger. He's just trying to keep him in the corner. He's trying to make sure that he can get
Like that option up kick though to deal with the axe kick. That's actually pretty damn smart. If you can time it right, of course. One more hit in the super. Chrissy Sage will definitely spin it if he needs to, if he wants to, I should say. Back throw. One more hit for either person. Chrissy Sage should just spin it right now as soon as he finds a hit, because honestly, you'll build up that bar in round 2, round 3.
Anything, you know, I saw it coming from the top of the screen. I was like, no, you gotta do something. You gotta use CA, you gotta do anything. Don't let it hit you, and it does. It cooks him up. It serves up a dub for Mario DB, if anything. Pushes him in the corner though already. Chris is starting off a little bit more aggressive. A better start than how we've seen him lead up to this.
It's air to air right here. Get the target combo, B skill pickup, DP. The mad cradle, the throw as well, and this is not where you want to be. The trade, axe kick coming through. You get a whole lot of this activation. Mario has to take the return, no receipt. Finds the fierce, not too much off of that. The jump in's coming hot and heavy from Chris. He said, dog, it's $5.99. Come get this. Come get these hands.
Right now, it seems like he's backing him up, giving him some space, but jumps right back in. He wants all the smoke, manages to catch the smoke, and then of course, poison at the end of the day is smoke. So now we've got a 1-for-1 tie already for CCH and Mario. Have one point piece this set so far.
Super close to getting it done. To be honest, like, this is still anybody's game, and I like that Chris actually went for this V-trigger, because you have a lot of the view reversal, which is perfectly fine. To put her in the corner, to put the oppression off, put some great life, and you don't need V-trigger, I feel like, in this match to win all the time. It's not a match where you're like, you know, oh man, I need V-trigger or whatever. You can be perfectly fine with V-reversing and using Seth's many other tools to get the victory, but can you land these hits? Mario not on this just yet. Until this character's down on the ground, it's never over, especially with the V-trigger damage, but the only damage coming, Chris, that could have been it! Chris, finish your plate! The chip no dip right there, Cheers the wheels of Fritos. It's all Chris CCH.
Unfortunate for Poison, he is just going to end up being chipped out. Chris gave him a chance to live for a second.
Yeah,
I mean,
was like, dog.
I was a little bit worried, if anything. He's just letting him run rampant. You don't want to do that. Doesn't matter how low of a health pool somebody has. You get stunned, you make a couple bad decisions, and sometimes, depending on the character you're fighting against, that's just your loss. You gotta be careful with you gotta be careful when you do that.
That's kind of the fun thing about Street Fighter V. You're never really out of it all the time,
right?
Especially when you have such a good V trigger and a lot of damage like Poison does. So that could have definitely been in that favor, but it didn't happen that way. Chris gonna be moving on, and I feel like again, when Chris is able to play his game, when he's able to be super aggressive, and he's able to play that corner game, whether or not they die for that corner game, it doesn't matter. It's like, if I make you eat all this damage, you got to hold that, and Chris is fine with that. And Seth fits his style so well that you know Seth's strong. Everyone can complain about Seth or whatever, but like, to be able to use that character effectively, it takes someone that is willing to use the tools properly, stay on with the aggression, things like that. And that's the type of person Chris CCH is. Like, this character was like damn near made for it.
Right, exactly. I mean, and clearly it's working out for him, no problem whatsoever. We see that Noon is back in here though. It's going to be interesting to be able to see this one going on. I'm very, very excited to see how this matchup is going to go in the long run of things. Birdie, once again, we've got a rematch. We've got a rematch. If anything, Sakura and Birdie fighting it out once again. I wonder if Chris is even going to play this one. He might just stick with the set. Might just work out that way.
I mean, if I'm him, the Sakura pick was the way to go. We saw again the back and forward walk speed, the fireball pressure when it needs to come through. If he could maybe be a little bit more on point with the crouching or the saying light kicks, and being able to whiff punish a lot of what Birdie wants to do, which is, you know, a lot easier this season, he can definitely kind of make this a clean sweep. But no, I feel like no sauce with the Birdie pick out here. So he's going to go with the Seth pick. Now it's a little divisive, Because some people would say that Birdie and Seth are actually even, or sometimes in Birdie's favor, because of his reach and his ability to put a lot of damage off of any straight hit. So even the crouching medium punch is also pretty good. Plus, if this dude's crouching and you do axe kick, or I should say standing, it's only -2. So you don't get much off these hits if he's on block, right? You go back to neutral.
It seems like things are going to be a bit troublesome for Seth. Sort of poke out, damages here and there, manages to get a good short combo. Does a good amount of damage against him. Manages to do that, but not really going to be able to stop him there. Goes for the grab though. That's at least going to set up more damage more. Makes it a little bit harder for Seth to fight back.
He's missed so many crouching medium punches, they're just not reaching against the axe kick. That is not one of the ways, but this will be enough damage and that'll do it. Noon saying, if I get my hands on you, it's a wrap. If I get my hands on you, it's over. Noon, knowing that, and even missing a few conversions here and there wasn't a problem, but this is a problem right here. Put in the corner as a 4-framer against Seth, that's an issue. This is a big issue right here. This is almost done.
Yeah, it seems like right now, he is going to be able to get the throw and land. There is the stun. Damage will be able to get off of this. It's going to be pretty big, I would assume. These things are just going to be harder and harder. Back out of it, manages to get the EX rush, and that's going to be all she wrote for this round. Already tied things up 1-for-1. They're going for blow here in the losers finals.
You kind of have to, and I like the usage of EX hands right there, like to catch some of those lingering buttons again. Birdie got nerfed in a way that you can kind of whip punish him easier, and that's one of the ways you can throw out the EX and kind of be a little bit safer. V skill a little bit too far out to deal with that V skill of Birdie's, but so the push, nice anti-air, good connection right here. You can put him in the corner. Now it's time to do Birdie things. It's Birdie time.
So right now, all he's doing is tossing out a bunch of buttons, trying to go for the anti-air. Manages to miss. Chris finds his way out of the corner. The buttons it was that he was using were very immaculate, making sure that he kept Seth in that space. Good jump back, air to air, if anything.
Yo, the whip punish!
But immediately, that whip punish was sick, bro. To be able to get that, that's the type of the awareness to have that, man. That whip punish set up Nunez for this win. The first point in losers finals is going to go to him.
I'll tell you one thing. A lot of people complain about the crouching heavy kick. It is a hard button to deal with for a lot of characters, but there are characters out there that have the ability to whiff punish and deal with this character. And you see right there how much you get off that. You whiff a crouching heavy kick like that, and he sticks out his medium. That's big boy damage. That's a big boy, so it's going to be big boy damage. And into the super, into the CA, I'm gonna see you next one. Noon with the first one. Are we gonna see Chris CCH going back to Sakura? This is what we were kind of theorizing kind of before. Maybe Chris feels like it was a little strange to play, even though he had won, that he wanted to go with the Seth pick, or maybe he was warmed up, but now it's back to Sakura.
Yeah, and it makes the most sense to do that as well. I mean, we saw the type of performance he had earlier in the same matchup when it was the Sakura versus Birdie matchup. It was able to get a lot of these hits, convert those hits was the most important thing here. I mean, being able to convert those hits, that's no easy task, but it's not Sakura. It's G into Birdie in this matchup. Chris CCH feels comfortable enough to lock in this G.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've seen the G from Chris CCH. He's not really been using that. Nice whip punish on the back medium. Finds his own heavy though, and able to stock up. And in level 2, you have a faster fireball that can really check a lot of what Birdie wants to do and eat through the armor when he's got EX. So you gotta make sure everything connects. Again, the fireball back fierce, maximum distance right here, checking everything Noon wants to do and puts him in the corner. Level 3 gonna make this even harder.
Oh, chain on the edge to grab him. He gets snatched up this time. V-trigger activation goes for the sweep. Can't really punish that one, but the fireball's going to be enough. Jump in is going to be huge. That's big damage. What will be the next time he goes for the command grab? But Chris, he had the mindset. He was already ready. He was already backing up the minute he was holding back. The minute he saw that light kick come out, not going to be able to buffer that command grab.
That was a full moonwalk right there. You saw it. That was definitely like a full moonwalk. My man was like, he was mid-song with that moonwalk, and Noon was just not there. And Chris CCH hasn't played G in a while, at least in tournament, but I'm sure that he's definitely kept his character afloat. But here's the problem. No reversal, no 3-frame, no problems with Chris CCH. He said, dog, I don't have to worry about defense if I put on my offense. And now you're caught in the corner. It's not where you want to be. The fierce connects the crush. Uh-oh.
That would have been more dangerous if he had the V trigger, but he doesn't. The bullhorn is going to be more damage tactical for CCH than how will he hit. He goes for the regular throw. Man grab here. It's going to be the EX to make sure he can convert into that V trigger cancel. Making it safe on G. Both of them activated in V trigger, which means that whoever gets hit is going to be hurting a lot, just like that. No is wrong. Get the hit that you need. What would be the finishing touch if G can? And it goes for that.
Oh,
He's not
trying to
going to be
punish.
able to miss, but beautiful punish immediately. He was ready for it. Standing heavy. Tries to keep him zoned out. It's coming down to the wire. The last hit and V trigger. And
EX
to get
under?
the low. Wow, man.
I can't believe he
EX
just
under.
did it. These
And
young
also-
cats don't care.
and
They don't
also-
care, dog.
Like, I'm so taken aback because what told you to do that? What possessed you? What demon possessed you to do that? Because he's literally walking forward inch by inch. He's not walking enough for you to be concerned. He's not like just like walking up to you. He's inching his way forward, and you go with the low, and it catches. It works. If he would have been a moment off, that would have been
That would
over.
have been it. He
but-
would have been, yeah. But that's the thing is Chris, had enough read to be like, I'm going to go for this option. Risky as it may be, it works out nice. Max, this is on the flash kick, the G kick right there. And Chris going again with the level 2 punish with the EX. Back fierce V skill, building up that bar like Build a Bear. Instant overhead, the Cobra cut. Yo, the stun and done. The stun and done. Chris CCH getting one.
Bugging like that? You gotta be ready for that. That's what happens when you play a tall character against G, my man. Exactly why people be playing him. That's why he's a good character. He has all of this at his disposal. Once again,
We're trying to tell Japan. We're trying to tell Japan still. Japan don't believe it. But best believe when people get offline and the US comes through and dudes like Chris CCH are going to make you update them tier list. Crush, Max Distance does not connect. That's unfortunate. Still gets a medium in the buffer right after. Noon fighting back. He said, I ain't done just yet. You forgot about the birdie. Punish, nothing there.
gonna be able to find that punish. Keeps going for the jump in. Trying to find anything good. Aaron goes for the command grab up. Oh, now you're playing in the president's wall. If anything, man, just to get the hit. Beautiful V trigger. That's huge damage. What can he do from now on? Overhead. Manages to use the standing heavy and manages to walk away. This is bad. It's G. Do you know who you're playing against? Go for the
Oh, the
command grab
command
again.
grab.
The backdash. This happened. Noon's like, you gonna do it to me in the corner? I'm gonna do it to you big screen. That's not how it's gonna be.
He's like, I don't want to get hit. That's actually a typical thing. A lot of a lot of players that play characters that have command grabs, they have to be wary of that. They'll try to go for that option to kind of put things back in their favor. And Noon read that. He's like, dog, I play command grab character too. Relax. Hold this throw though. The buffer off the medium, and you see V trigger at the bottom. Dog. He heard me at the distance. He said V trigger. It's G time, not V time. It's G time, and it's also time for possible L. One more sequence after this will do it. One more hit will do it.
Oh no. Okay. Oh, if anything, nope, just goes for the cross up if anything. That's when you play like that fail sound effect that goes like that. That's just G. That's what happens when you play against G, man. I mean that's unfortunate. That's about as unfortunate as it gets. To get hit once, he didn't even get the best anti-air available to him in that situation. He got a straight hit and then activated and then fought back. How much disrespect do you need from both of these players right now?
Yo, I'm telling you, especially Chris CCH, definitely just lives and dies by his own rules, especially in this game. When he walks across the street, I'm telling you, he doesn't look both ways. That's just the type of kid he is. Chris CCH with the anti-air. Noon trying to put him in the corner. You gotta put this character on the back foot. You gotta put G down to the ground and find these moments. But the splash, that is a crouching medium punch. EX off the back foot. V skill stocking up. Finds a medium, no V again. This is unfortunate. V skill again. Connected like that. But there's the stun. Oh man, it might be done. It might be done.
He's just done. That's it. Now here's the thing. The match ended quickly. Nunez fought back pretty effectively. He's doing great still. He's down 2-1. Not doing the best, but he could be doing better. I hope he didn't lose so quickly because the mental might be draining. I hope that's not the case. That's not what you want to see. And it can get to anybody.
Here we go. Hold up now.
bad.
Hold up now. He said,
bad.
hold up now. Y'all were prophesizing my demise.
You
all were prophesizing my demise. He said, hold up now.
My
I'm
bad.
in there.
I'm sorry.
in there.
Yo, my noon. I don't know if you listen right now. I'm sorry, bro. My bad, dog. I had no idea. That looked like what Chris just did to you last round. And this is
Let me
it.
give it right back.
Right,
Take
exactly.
it all back.
That's what we love to see. That's what we love to see, man. My bad, dude. I mean, that's how you want to play. That's how you want to play. Don't give up yet, sir. That's just how
never
it is.
give up. Especially in this game, we have all this damage with this character. You cannot give up. But you also can't be put in this corner. The command grab lands. Almost to the stun. Oh, he missed a heavy kick. Unfortunate. That might have actually been it. But Chrissy CH still going for the aggression. Another command grab. That's the super. That's not going to be enough to kill. But it will put him in a bad position. It's one more hit for stun. One more hit for Chrissy CH to take this whole thing and lose his finals. New trying to stay alive.
Just go for the V reversal. Anything goes for the anti-air. He's not going to be able to stop it. He's trying to use the crouching heavy and it managed to trade thanks to the jump in from G. Oh, you do hate to see that. He had the awareness. He was ready for it, but the trade happened. Chris CCH takes the losers finals. He's going to advance. Unfortunate for Nunchos.
Ooh, you see so many of the issues of that character coming through. The crouching medium punch not disallowing the splash. The being caught in the corner, which is always gonna be a problem for Birdie, since a lot of his kind of reversal type options with armor are blown up by throws. And just when you get red with a command grab, it's a wrap. Like just like that, you know. So now Chris CCH rotating his characters, able to pull himself back to the grand finale and loser side, and you guys are able to pull up this matcherino and run the code WNF2021_4 SFE for that free 50-cent donation. It's super, it's easy, and it's simple to do. So do it right now. Make sure you guys get it done. Wait, are all the codes used up? Is that it? So if you guys want to do some more, which you can, and it's super easy to do as well. There's codes on the right-hand side, sponsor quests on the right-hand side that you guys can run those. If you haven't run the codes for the other games, do that as well too. Make sure that is done. And make sure you guys, if you got love in your pockets, throw it their way because we're at the grand finale. It is Chrissy CH on the loser side, Luigi in the winner side. Wednesday Night Fights, grand final, Street Fighter 5. Let's get it.
Let's absolutely get it, my friend. My goodness, Luigi versus Chris CCH. This is what we're going to be looking at in the grand finals here. What will Chris go for this time? We saw the G. We've seen the Seth. We saw it earlier with the Sakura. Has a bunch of tricks in his back pocket. What is he going to pull out this time to try and fight against Luigi? And the same thing goes to him. Maybe he doesn't want to stick with the G. Maybe he has some other characters of his own that we haven't seen. I mean, to be fair, I wasn't expecting to see Sagat tonight, and here we are. We saw Sagat. He didn't do well, but we saw him.
Yeah, I mean, you know, having multiple characters is actually pretty smart in Street Fighter 5 right now. The quarantine has allowed a lot of people to kind of test out things, and I feel like to get the maximum amount of competitiveness, you know, you got to have more than one character. Even if you want a top-tier character, it's good just to have characters that kind of fight. Instead of just having a 5-5, why not have like a 6-4? You know, why not, you know, stop sweating if you don't need to. It takes work, but, you know, both these players have been working really hard with their secondaries, trietaries, and whatever you want to call the fourth ones right there. But they definitely have led them right here to actually, I say Luigi's main, and then also Chris CCH's, you know, new main. Kind of sticking with their more common picks right here.
Just to find the hit. Luigi's fighting his way out there. But counter hit already from Chris CCH is going to be done. Throw in the corner as well. Keeping the pressure on him. We just having a harder time fighting out of this one than he did the other matches, that's for sure.
Yeah, you don't want to be in the corner. I feel like Seth does a really good job of putting you there and keeping you there. Axe kick connects. Again, running the axe kick game right here. Flash kick does it raw and it works out. Sweep activations. Luigi is the type to definitely throw out these reversal situations. The flash kicks, even uncooked, unsprouted, lathered in the EX, just to get some distance off against throw baits and things like that. He's just that type of dude.
Yeah, it seems like for right now, the health pools are about even. We should do what we can. But once again, all he's ended up doing is getting walked back down to the corner. The pressure is a lot. He's finding his time just for moments like that. The flash kick into the throw. There's one more hit needed from Luigi. He manages to get the chip. If anything, will he go for it? He can't really go for anything in that scenario. Luigi's going to catch that though.
At that point, you got to hold that. Had V-Trigger activated, and that was the smart thing for Luigi. He's like, listen, you have V-Trigger activated, your offense is great, but your defense is off the deck, no V-reversal for you. And Luigi, and this is typical of any Gal player, spin the bar right now in this first round. You might be able to get it later on, in round 2 or 3. So it's like no big problem, no big deal. You're gonna build up that bar anyway. It's quick and easy for a character like Guile to build it back up.
Guile's not going down without a fight. Boom after boom. Getting Chris. Right as he's trying to keep walking him down to the corner. It's harder and harder for him to fight back. Good counter hit, tries to go for the B skill, B reversal. He wants to keep the positioning that he already has. But right back at you, says Luigi. As he tries to keep edging his way forward, and Luigi's trying to just find his way out. He manages to get a counter for that. That's some more.
Ooh, he didn't believe in the crouching knee punch. Doesn't matter though. Luigi using the B reversal is actually pretty smart. You don't really need trigger against this character. Put the gray life on the deck, finds the EX, that connects. The wake up from Chris CCH has to return over receive, but it ain't gonna happen, dog. You have to have a receiver to return here. I'm gonna need to see some paper, okay? If you want your cash back, I need to see some paper. Luigi with the first one, and remember, he's in winner's side, Chris is in loser side, so Chris has to reset the bracket. Twice is nice. He's got to win twice to make it nice. Luigi though with the first one.
Seems like already that things are becoming a bit problematic for Chris. I mean, I don't mean to speak bad about him, but the other 2 matches he had ended up playing were pretty quick. He understood what the matchup was like. He clearly had the knowledge, and he manages to execute on that level, despite the players it was that he went up against. But at the same time, it seems like he's struggling a little bit. You mentioned it before. You love seeing this man's Guile, and you can see why. He's playing it effectively.
It's like this aggression, like obviously using the synergy of the normals, but things like that are not a good look, dog. I was about to talk you up, but you do things like this. Chris CCH going in, smelling blood, and this is perfect. One more good hit will do it, but what a jump out from Luigi.
He's not, oh no, oh, but he doesn't go for anything. He can't find the conversion. He does have the second. He's trying to do anything, but the B reversal. He manages to get the hit. One little bit more damage from Chris, and he does manage to find it thanks to the throw. That's him. The first round against Luigi.
You see Chris just taking advantage of these like corner situations a lot better, realizing that his character with the walk speed plus with the ability to just check you, max system the crouching mini kick, and also just having good shimmy game in the corner, like all those things just like make it really hard for Luigi to fight back. 4-framer, gotta rely on the reversals, finds the EX though. Luigi trying to fight his way out of this corner situation. Chris knows that he feels uncomfortable.
Doing pretty well. I mean, manages to get booms with the sweep every time. Now he has the X boom. Trying to mix things up a little bit. Catches it off guard. Sweep once again. I've seen that ton of boom sweep, that counter hit to conversion so many times in a very short round. And B trigger start and keep things going.
A lot of damage that comes from this character. B reversal immediately, says Luigi, and the EX connects. Dog, I love the pacing that Luigi has with his fireballs, with his EX. It's real good in terms of just checking a lot of what Chris wants to do max distance. It's a nice safe option, and it's when you have the economy of buttons running great, it just hits right.
Pretty well for him. He's fight his way back in, standing fierce, manages to get the crush counter situation. Because now he has plenty of V-trigger on his side, on the side of Chris CCH. Get a good hit. You guys convert that into big damage. Still, Luigi's fighting out of the corner. Manages to get a good amount of damage. Sweep into the V-trigger. Chris, go more here. Goes for the force back kick. Once again, goes for the medium this time. And goes for the crouching medium into the crouching heavy. Still looking for opportunities. He does have to be careful. Yeah, it's not what you want.
He walks up in there. Dog, did you see him he just walked on in there. He strolled on like he owned the place, got the instant overhead. Chris got clipped, got hit, and here's the problem. Luigi could have finished that with the EX flash hit when he had the comments of the regular one. Didn't care, didn't matter. Again, Luigi, on them young man things, dog, I'm telling you cross the street with Luigi, he ain't looking both ways. He don't care. That's the way he likes to play. Luigi on set point, disallowing Chris, trying to disallow Chris the reset, and disallow y'all more games.
I mean, you say it like this before. The fact that he's not even looking both ways across the street, based off of how he's playing, he's just jaywalking during rush hour. If anything, he doesn't care. There's no danger that he fears. If anything, goes for the crouching heavy, manages to get the anti-air. Still, the action kick is going to try and do something against Guile. Once again, even health pools, what we've seen this fall apart for Chris before. What will he change differently this time? Standing fierce twice. get the crush counter, but manages to EX his way back, EX Guile back into the corner to make sure he can keep that pressure.
Yeah, to lock him down, but here's the activation. This will actually probably do it. The baby boomer's coming through. The zoomers and the boomers coming through. The flash kick into the CA. I'm probably gonna see you next round, dog. And that'll do it. Set point, Luigi.
Chris, you worked hard, man. you came all this way. You didn't beat the easiest opponents. And now, this is how it's going to be. A 3-0. He's going to have to fight back at some point. Sweep from Guile to make things work out for him. Counter hit on the standing medium from Chris. But even manages to get a good counter hit. This is good damage. So even better positioning for Seth right now. But wake up throw immediately from Luigi. That's going to be something that puts him in the corner. V skill to grab it. Now he has even more damage added onto those BMBs, if anything.
The Oki that comes to that B skill, Luigi kind of forgot about that. Like, there's an Oki situation right after that. He didn't know. Goes at the boom to make it safe. Luigi with the raw flash kick. Yo, Gordon Ramsay screaming in the distance. It's raw, slamming the damn thing. Does it again. He don't care. You're going to get voted out. Luigi could have got voted out, but the baby boomers again coming through. He said, I wish you'd do something. I wish you'd do something because I'm going to clip you. Both of them on the CA sort of things, on that CA type beat. Luigi just needs that one more hit to do it, but it's staying alive.
Chris, he's fighting back, man. I mean, this is exactly what you need. You need situations like this. Those small, minute differences in how you play the game is what's going to make the difference here, especially since most of these guys seem like they haven't really changed up much of their game plan. They're still trying to attack it in the same way. Chris is the one that has to attack more than anything, especially by using the EXDP once again. He's not giving him any room to breathe.
I do feel like Chris is kind of implementing more of the better V skills, or better V skill usage, and also keeping a little bit better pressure. Just staying in a better, healthier lead with his health for a little bit longer. But you know that could all fade away. Luigi's neutral has been pretty damn good at the same time. V skill does not connect. You gotta be careful about throwing to that V skill. It could be an EX boom. Sweeps him off his feet. Or CCH kind of bleeding a little bit here now.
Distance and uses the V reversal. It's actually going to put him back at the distance that he needs to. Got to be careful walking forward like the Axel kill. Block pressure, but using the crouching heavy, immediately jump into the flash kick.
I can't believe you whip punish that. Like, come on, man. You gonna clip him like that on the very end of the toes? Yo, what's the situation? Doesn't fight fights again. Luigi is the winner of Wednesday Night Fights, Street Fighter 5 action at the end of it. Dog, he didn't fall. He said, I'm staying sucker free. I'm staying sucker free. Luigi from the winner's side. Oh, how you feeling about that?
My goodness, man. I mean, like, come on. Like, if anything, I'm surprised about the fact that he stayed resilient. But it makes sense. I mean, Luigi was fighting back from the corner multiple times. Time and time again, we saw him get walked down to the corner, and Gala's like, well, I own real estate here. I don't care if you're in the corner, if I'm in the corner. I know this feeling all too well. He can fight out of the corner. His neutral made up for that. You got the EX booms, you got the well-timed flash kicks, and the dangerous flash kicks too. Sometimes you just throw caution to the wind.
Just like, forget it. I know it's gonna land. I know it's gonna hit. And just like that, Luigi taking it winner's side. That was incredible. Because again, like, God doesn't want to be in the corner. Like, that's not where he wants to. Most characters don't want to be in the corner, especially against Seth. But God doesn't have many tools to kind of like do things like side switch or escape, like, Rashid or Zeku or Akuma for the next couple of weeks until they change that. So it's a little bit difficult to kind of push people away from you unless you're spinning EX bar and make the right reads. But Luigi was like, dog, I'm confident. That instant overhead showed me confidence. That final sequence right there showed me confidence. And it's no shame, or no secret, I should say, that he was going to win that with that amount of confidence. And man, Luigi looking strong, saying, I'm the better brother today. He said, Mario, where are you at? But this is only 1 week. But at the same time, this is the right week to win, because Luigi will be taking home a Cloud Wireless 2 headset. That's a pretty sick win, plus what you guys put in the match arena. So I appreciate anybody putting the codes, any sort of love, especially for Street Fighter 5, and then the other games as well too, A2, ST, y'all coming through great for that, and we really appreciate that, giving love to the players, for giving us some great Street Fighter 5 action, top 8 style, and it's been some fantastic fun. But you know what? I think we're done. But before we get done, we gotta run the exits, okay? What's going on in your life? Where can they find you, and where can they find you next? What's going on?
Okay, well, I mean, I'm Fawn the Legend. It was one of my first times actually being here. You can find me at Fawn the Legend below on my Twitter, or at Fawn the Legend on my Twitch if you want to see me stream whatever kind of games it is I might be streaming. Depends on the day, if anything. I commentate a lot of other different games. I'm currently doing stuff for Hi-Res Studios, people that made Paladins, my rogue company, for those of you that are currently aware of what those games are. I've commentated for both Smite and Paladins. I've done things for Riot Games as well. I've done things. I've been a few places, but more than anything, I love fighting games, man. They've always had my heart more than anything, man. I love watching some good fighting games.
That's right, dog. So make sure you guys follow my friend here, new up-and-coming commentator. Can't wait to see it come back through. If you guys want to follow me at _Saint Cola, and then my Twitch is Saint_Cola. I wouldn't suggest doing it. I act like an idiot. All I talk about is like the big Resident Evil lady throwing me through drywall. So unless you want to hear, listen, if she put me through a ceiling and spun me around like a fan, I wouldn't mind it, and I wouldn't mind you guys making sure. Many people kind of showed out for that one, right? But make sure you guys, I wouldn't mind you guys also following, Level Up on Twitter and Twitch if you have it. Make sure you guys are running the follows and showing love so you guys can see you next week. But until then, my name is Saint Cola, and you are
Fawn the Legend.
See you guys later.